Chapter 1757. The defeat of Ting Jiang and the others also meant that the Battle of the Princes had officially ended. Even an expert like Shang Tianxing had been killed by Mo Qingyun in an instant. Among the Daluo Golden Celestials, no one was a match for Mo Qingyun. Not to mention the Daluo Golden Celestials, even those in the Taishian Celestial Realm would be hard for Mo Qingyun to find a match. With the end of the Battle of the Princes, Mo Qingyun's conferment of the princes had also come to an end. Since the conferment is over, I will take my leave first. Seeing that the conferment of the princes had been completed, Xiao Chen did not want to stay any longer and excused himself from the red-haired old man. Hearing Mo Qingyun's request, the red-haired old man did not ask him to stay and immediately nodded in agreement. After getting the red-haired old man's agreement, Mo Qingyun walked towards the burning sword divine craftsman and said, "Master, let's go back." "All right." Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, the burning sword divine craftsman did not stay any longer and immediately led everyone back. On the way back, Man Yen seemed especially excited and said with a sweet smile, "Little junior brother, you are so powerful. Why didn't you tell us earlier? You made us worry for nothing again. Next time, if there is such a battle again, I will definitely tell you in advance." In response to Man Yan's words, Mo Qingyun faintly smiled and gave a simple reply. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Man Yan immediately pouted and glared at Mo Qingyun fiercely. She said, "You have no sincerity at all. It would be strange if I believed you." Seeing Man Yan's reaction, Mo Qingyun looked helpless and could not help but shrug his shoulders. In his heart, he thought that if there was such a battle again, he would definitely tell Man Yan and the others. However, since Man Yan did not believe him, there was nothing he could do. At this moment, the burning sword divine craftsman's expression turned serious and he reminded Mo Qingyun, "Qingyun, if I am not mistaken, your talent and identity have already been spread. You have to be extremely careful in the future." "Thank you for your concern, Master. Disciple understands." Mo Qingyun nodded with a solemn expression when he heard the burning sword divine craftsman stop. He naturally knew what the consequences would be once his talent and strength were exposed. Ting Xiao would not be the only one who would make a move on him. Even the Sacred Might clan would not be able to hold themselves back and would want to get rid of him. However, if he wanted to gain a foothold in the Heavenly Soul Demon clan, it was impossible for him not to reveal some of his strength. As long as he displayed great talent, he would be able to obtain a respectable position in the main clan of the Heavenly Soul Demons. At that time, Ting Xiao would have strong concerns when dealing with him, and wouldn't dare to act brazenly. After that, Mo Qingyun and the rest chatted as they walked back to their residence. About a quarter of an hour later, everyone returned to their residence. Mo Qingyun returned to his residence. Without further ado, he entered the Fortune mainland. Previously, because of the prince coronation ceremony, he didn't have the time to cultivate the inheritance divine abilities he had obtained. Now that the prince coronation ceremony was over, it was time for him to properly cultivate the inheritance divine abilities. Upon arriving at the Fortune mainland, Mo Qingyun sat down cross-legged and immediately focused on comprehending the inheritance divine abilities. After a while, after a round of comprehension, Mo Qingyun had a clear understanding of the inheritance divine abilities in his mind. This time, he had obtained a total of 4 types of inheritance divine abilities. One was a fist art, one was a palm art, and 2 types of eye technique. They were Holy Devil Star Shattering Fist, Heavenly Devil Star Splitting Palm, Heavenly Sun Star Piercing Eyes, and Emperor Seal Spiritual Eyes. The Holy Devil Star Shattering Fist is based on the Devil Fist Shattering Star River. It's the easiest for me to cultivate. After a detailed analysis of the 4 types of divine abilities, Mo Qingyun had a plan. Since I have the Devil Fist Shattering Star River as the foundation, I'll cultivate the Holy Devil Star Shattering Fist first. This way, I can quickly raise my battle strength. With this thought, Mo Qingyun no longer hesitated and immediately started cultivating the Holy Devil Star Shattering Fist. Boom! Mo Qingyun clenched his fist, and immediately, a terrifying spiritual force gathered in his fist, exuding a terrifying devil might. Under the impact of this force, the Fortune mainland shook as if it couldn't withstand this kind of power. Mo Qingyun's expression tightened at this discovery, and he quickly stopped his cultivation. The Fortune mainland is still in the evolution stage, and is far from being as perfect as the desolate mainland. I'm afraid I can't cultivate the inheritance divine abilities here. I need to find a place to cultivate. Master is very familiar with the heavenly soul demons. I can ask him where is suitable for me to cultivate the divine abilities. With this thought in mind, Mo Qingyun left the Fortune mainland and immediately headed to the Burning Sword Divine Blacksmith's residence. Before long, Mo Qingyun arrived at the Burning Sword Divine Blacksmith's residence and saw him sipping tea. Qingyun, why are you looking for Master? Is there something important? According to the Burning Sword Divine Blacksmith's understanding of Mo Qingyun, if Mo Qingyun hadn't come looking for him, Mo Qingyun wouldn't have left his residence. Hearing the Burning Sword Divine Blacksmith's question, Mo Qingyun didn't beat around the bush, and directly said, Disciple came looking for Master because there is something I need Master's guidance on. Oh! The Burning Sword Divine Blacksmith was curious, and poured a cup of tea for Mo Qingyun. He gestured for him to sit down and said, Sit down, and slowly tell Master what you want Master to help you with. Master, when Disciple awakened his bloodline, he obtained a few inherited divine abilities, and I want to find a suitable place to cultivate them. In response to the Burning Sword Divine Blacksmith's question, Mo Qingyun didn't hide anything, and truthfully told the Burning Sword Divine Blacksmith. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, the Burning Sword Divine Blacksmith's brows furrowed, and his mind raced. After thinking for a while, the Burning Sword Divine Blacksmith came up with an answer in his heart, and he knew which place was suitable. Outside the desolate mainland, there is an even wider world, and we call it the 33 Layers Heavens. The Burning Sword Divine Craftsman pointed to the sky and briefly explained to Mo Qingyun. He then said to Mo Qingyun in a low voice, With your current strength, you do have the qualifications to enter the first layer of heaven to cultivate. However, the 33rd layer of heaven is fraught with danger. I am not at ease letting you go. 33 layers heavens. Mo Qingyun's eyes lit up when he heard that, and he began to yearn for the 33 layers heavens. He hurriedly said, Master, do you have a way for me to enter the 33 layers heavens? Of course, but the 33 layers heavens are extremely dangerous. Are you sure you want to cultivate there? The Burning Sword Divine Blacksmith's expression tensed up when he heard Mo Qingyun's words, and he confirmed with Mo Qingyun again. Mo Qingyun nodded without hesitation. He said, That's right. Master, please help Disciple enter the 33 layers heavens to cultivate. Seeing Mo Qingyun's attitude, the Burning Sword Divine Blacksmith stopped trying to persuade him. He said, In 3 days, the Kunlai Immortal Realm in the first layer will open. I'll think of a way to send you in then. Thank you, Master. Mo Qingyun immediately rejoiced when he heard that, and he thanked the Burning Sword Divine Blacksmith. Chapter 1758. After talking with the Burning Sword Divine Craftsman, Mo Qingyun had a rough understanding of the Kunlai Immortal Realm. The Kunlai Immortal Realm was originally a part of the Wild Continent and had formed due to the collapse of the Wild Continent. The ancient road around the Wild Continent and the small subsidiary continents were all part of the Wild Continent. They were originally part of the Wild Continent, but after the Wild Continent collapsed, they became independent continents. The difference between these small continents was that they contained different levels of spiritual power and floated in different places. The continents with the highest concentration of spiritual power were all in the 33 levels of heaven and had become famous cultivation mystic realms. According to the Burning Sword Divine Craftsman, there were some powerful ancient races in these cultivation mystic realms. These ancient races had existed for too long and were not listed on the 10,000 Ancient Races roll. However, the strength of their bloodlines could not be ignored. None of them were weaker than the top 10 of the 10,000 Ancient Races roll. They are so powerful! Emo Qingyun's expression shook when he heard the Burning Sword Divine Craftsman's explanation. He was shocked by the bloodline talents of those races. It seemed like there were many things in this world that he did not know. Theoretically, the bloodline talents of these ancient races are stronger than the top 10 of the 10,000 Ancient Races roll. As if worried that Emo Qingyun was not shocked enough, the Burning Sword Divine Craftsman added another sentence. Emo Qingyun was shocked by the Burning Sword Divine Craftsman's words and felt that his mind was unable to process the information. While Emo Qingyun was shocked, the Burning Sword Divine Craftsman continued. For example, as the lowest level of the Kunlai Immortal Realm, the longevity race living there has a bloodline talent of recovery. No matter how serious their injuries are, they will recover with time, even if their soul is shattered. They are so powerful that they can even recover from a shattered soul. Emo Qingyun was shocked by the Burning Sword Divine Craftsman's words. He found it unbelievable. As a result, it became much more difficult to kill the members of the Longevity clan. In comparison, the Longevity race's ability was similar to Emo Qingyun's absolute beginning creation bloodline. It was just that Emo Qingyun's Genesis creation bloodline was more powerful. However, what truly shocked Emo Qingyun was the ranking of the Longevity tribe. Even the Longevity clan of the first celestial layer was so powerful. How powerful would the clans living in the 33rd celestial layer be? When the Burning Sword Divine Craftsman mentioned the Longevity clan, his expression turned serious. He said, "By the way, there is one more thing you need to pay attention to when you enter the Kunlai deity realm." Emo Qingyun's face was solemn as he waited for Divine Craftsman Burning Sword's instructions. The Burning Sword Divine Craftsman said in a deep voice, "As the natives of the Kunlai deity realm, the Longevity tribe has an extremely mysterious connection with the Kunlai deity realm. As a result, the Kunlai deity realm's suppression of their strength is weaker than other tribes." Upon hearing this, Emo Qingyun's body trembled. He widened his eyes and said in shock, "Master, do you mean that when other clans enter the Kunlai Immortal Realm, if they are below the Taishian Immortal Realm, the Longevity tribe will be below the 9 Heaven Xian Immortal Realm?" "Yes, that's right." Hearing Emo Qingyun's analogy, the Burning Sword Divine Craftsman did not deny it. He nodded and said, "Of course, the reality is not that scary. The 9 Heaven Xian Immortal Realm is not used for the previous realms. The Longevity tribe's clansmen who can stay are generally at the first tier of the 9 Heaven Xian Immortal Realm. Very few of them are at the second tier of the 9 Heavens Xian Immortal Realm." After hearing the Burning Sword Divine Craftsman's explanation, Emo Qingyun's expression turned for the better. However, his heart was still heavy. This wasn't good news for him. If he did not borrow the power of the outside world, it would not be easy for him to fight against an expert at the first or second tier of the 9 Heavens Xian Immortal Realm. If he encountered one expert at the first tier of the 9 Heavens Xian Immortal Realm, he could still fight against him. However, if he encountered two, he could only run for his life. If he encountered an expert at the second tier of the 9 Heavens Xian Immortal Realm, he might not even be able to escape. If he was not careful, he might be killed instantly. If that was the case, his situation would become even more dangerous once he entered the Kunlai Immortal Realm. When Emo Qingyun thought of this, his eyes lit up. He hurriedly asked the Burning Sword Divine Craftsman, "Master, the Kunlai Immortal Realm has restrictions on the strength of foreign races. Will there be such restrictions if it is some powerful divine weapons? It's good that you can think of this. I was just about to warn you about this. When he heard Mo Qingyun's question, the burning sword divine craftsman nodded in praise. He said, "In the Kunlai immortal realm, there is no restriction on the strength of weapons. Therefore, some geniuses might have powerful quasi-saint weapons and saint weapons. You must be careful when dealing with them." The burning sword divine craftsman warned Mo Qingyun. He did not think too much about it. He guessed that Mo Qingyun would have powerful divine weapons. In his opinion, powerful quasi-saint weapons and saint weapons were extremely rare. Mo Qingyun might not have them. With his strength at the second level of the Nine Heavens mystic immortal realm, he did not have a single saint weapon. He only had 3 quasi-saint weapons. Since the burning sword divine craftsman did not ask any more questions, Mo Qingyun naturally would not say anything more. He was very clear about the principle of being guilty of possessing a treasure. Although he believed that the burning sword divine craftsman would not be greedy, it was better for him to be careful. There was no such thing as an impenetrable wall in the world. If the news was accidentally leaked, it would be very troublesome. Therefore, it was best to keep a low profile if he could. Next, Mo Qingyun chatted with the burning sword divine craftsman for a while more. Then, he left the burning sword divine craftsman's residence. After leaving the burning sword divine craftsman's residence, Mo Qingyun returned to his residence and began to cultivate again. The time spent cultivating could be said to have passed in a flash. In the blink of an eye, 3 days had passed. The day of the Kunlai immortal realm's opening has arrived. I should go find Master. Mo Qingyun calculated the time. He immediately went to find the burning sword divine craftsman and asked him to send him into the Kunlai immortal realm. After a while, Mo Qingyun arrived at the residence of the burning sword divine craftsman. "Qingyun, you're here." Seeing Mo Qingyun arrive, the burning sword divine craftsman smiled faintly and greeted Mo Qingyun. When the burning sword divine craftsman greeted Mo Qingyun, Man Yen smiled brightly and said, "Little junior brother, I didn't expect you to go to the Kunlai immortal realm too. I'll leave my safety to you." Hearing Man Yen's words, Mo Qingyun was surprised and asked, "Senior sister, you're going to the Kunlai immortal realm?" In Mo Qingyun's opinion, Man Yen was only in the Tao nourishing realm. It was still very dangerous for her to enter the Kunlai immortal realm. "What's wrong? You can go, but I can't?" Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Man Yen pouted and looked a little unhappy. Chapter 1759. At least you know how to talk. Man Yen glared at Mo Qingyun, then revealed a bright smile and said, "Little junior brother, I found a few rare materials and spiritual mines in the Kunlai deity realm. Can you come with me when the time comes?" "Okay." Mo Qingyun agreed to Man Yan's request without hesitation. He had a good impression of Man Yan's world. Since Man Yan had asked for it, there was no reason for him not to help. "It's getting late. Let's gather at the teleportation platform." Seeing Mo Qingyun and Man Yan talking, the burning sword divine craftsman said to the two of them, and led the way. Mo Qingyun and Man Yen hurriedly followed the burning sword divine craftsman to the teleportation platform. Soon, Mo Qingyun arrived at the teleportation platform with the burning sword divine craftsman leading the way. Standing in front of the teleportation platform, Mo Qingyun was stunned. He could not believe what he was seeing. The teleportation platform in front of him flashed with colorful light. Those were teleportation formations. Based on Mo Qingyun's rough estimation, there were at least a few hundred teleportation formations in front of them. So many teleportation formations. Mo Qingyun was shocked when he saw the teleportation array in front of him. He was very surprised by this scene. He had thought that the teleportation platform mentioned by the burning sword divine craftsman was only going to the Kunlai immortal realm. Unexpectedly, There were hundreds of teleportation formations on the teleportation platform in front of him. If he had not seen it with his own eyes, he would not have believed it. Seeing Mo Qingyun's reaction, the Burning Sword Divine Craftsman immediately guessed what he was thinking. He smiled faintly. It's hard to manage too many teleportation formations, so I put them together. It's more convenient to use them this way. After hearing the Burning Sword Divine Craftsman's explanation, Mo Qingyun did not think too much about it. He understood the purpose of this. Soon, Mo Qingyun arrived in front of a green teleportation formation under the lead of the Burning Sword Divine Craftsman. There were many juniors of the Heavenly Soul Demon clan standing in front of this green teleportation formation. It seemed like they were all going to the Kunlai deity realm to train. What made Mo Qingyun surprised was that Ting Jiang was actually among this group of people, cutting the queue with an arrogant expression. Everyone was very displeased with Ting Jiang's actions, but they did not dare to directly show it. Sensing Mo Qingyun's gaze, Ting Jiang turned his head to look at Mo Qingyun. His expression immediately turned cold as he said, "Brat, you actually want to go to the Kunlai Wonderland too? I think you're tired of living. If you can go, why can't I?" Faced with Ting Jiang's questioning, Mo Qingyun had an indifferent expression as he calmly replied with a question, "Don't forget, you can't even take a single move from me." Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Ting Jiang's expression immediately turned ugly. In his opinion, Mo Qingyun's words were clearly meant to humiliate him. Forcefully suppressing the anger in his heart, Ting Jiang rolled his eyes and immediately came up with a scheme. He said, "Humph. Who said I'm going to the Kunlai Wonderland? I'm just here to take a look." As soon as Ting Jiang's words fell, he straightforwardly left the teleportation platform. Seeing Ting Jiang leave the teleportation platform, Mo Qingyun frowned slightly. He was somewhat surprised by Ting Jiang's actions. "Humph. I thought Ting Jiang was very powerful. It turns out that he also knows to be afraid of Prince Qingyun." When he saw Prince Qingyun arrive, he immediately ran away with his tail between his legs. What a piece of trash! Prince Qingyun is still the best. The moment he arrived at the teleportation platform, he scared Ting Jiang away. "All of you, lower your voices. Ting Jiang is afraid of Prince Qingyun, but he won't be afraid of you." Seeing Ting Jiang leave the teleportation platform, everyone immediately started talking about Ting Jiang at the side. Hearing the words of the people at the side, Man Yen blinked her beautiful eyes and smiled playfully at Mo Qingyun. She said, "Little junior brother, I couldn't tell that you're quite powerful, to make Ting Jiang so afraid of you." "No, he didn't leave this place because he's afraid of me." Mo Qingyun shook his head. He did not agree with Man Yan's point of view. He felt that Ting Jiang did not leave because he was afraid of him. Mo Qingyun could feel that although Ting Jiang was a little apprehensive of him, it was absolutely not to the extent of being afraid of him. After all, standing behind Ting Jiang was the enormous Ting lineage. From the words of the divine craftsman Burning Sword, Mo Qingyun learned that there was a quasi-sage powerhouse in the Ting lineage. With such a powerhouse holding down the fort, why would Ting Jiang be afraid of Mo Qingyun? Since he's not afraid of you, then why did he leave when he saw you come? Man Yen was puzzled. She felt that Ting Jiang's actions were very abnormal and did not understand what Ting Jiang was thinking. Compared to Man Yan's curiosity, Mo Qingyun's face was indifferent. He smiled and said, "Don't bother about him. I hope he doesn't look for trouble. Otherwise, I don't mind making him suffer a little." While Mo Qingyun and Man Yen were talking, it was their turn to enter the teleportation platform. The divine craftsman Burning Sword reminded them, "All right, it's your turn. Go in." "Yes." Hearing the instructions of the divine craftsman Burning Sword, Mo Qingyun and Man Yen responded and walked into the teleportation platform. When Mo Qingyun and Man Yen entered the teleportation platform, Ting Jiang arrived at Ting Hui's residence. "Jiang, Aren't you going to the Kunlai immortal realm? Why are you here? Seeing Ting Jiang's sudden appearance, Ting Hui was puzzled. He was very surprised by Ting Jiang's arrival. Under Ting Hui's question, Ting Jiang's face turned serious. He quickly walked to Ting Hui and said, "Father, I saw the divine craftsman burning sword and Mo Qinyun on the teleportation platform. It seems that Mo Qinyun should be entering the Kunlai immortal realm to train. I think this is a good opportunity for us to deal with him. The Kunlai immortal realm limits cultivation. With Mo Qinyun's powerful strength, it's useless no matter how many people we send." Hearing Ting Jiang's thoughts, Ting Hui frowned and sighed helplessly. Hearing Ting Hui's words, Ting Jiang shook his head and said with a cold smile, "Father, we can't make a move, but it doesn't mean that the other clans can't." Ting Hui was puzzled. He did not know what Ting Jiang meant. Seeing Ting Hui's expression, Ting Jiang smiled sinisterly and said, "Father, have you forgotten? The Sacred Might clan has a good relationship with the Longevity clan. If the news of Mo Qinyun going to the Kunlai immortal realm reaches the Sacred Might clan's ears, what do you think they will do? Mo Qinyun's talent is outstanding. The Sacred Might clan will definitely not let him grow. They will do everything they can to get rid of Mo Qinyun." Understanding Ting Jiang's meaning, Ting Hui nodded coldly. He felt that Ting Jiang's words made sense. However, thinking of colluding with the Sacred Might clan, Ting Hui hesitated again. He said with hesitation, "Although dealing with Mo Qinyun is important, colluding with the Sacred Might clan is a big taboo. We still need to consider this matter carefully. Father, with Mo Qinyun's talent, we can't let him live for even a moment." Seeing Ting Hui's hesitation, Ting Jiang immediately tried to persuade him. He said nervously, "Mo Qinyun is still young. It won't be difficult to deal with him. Once he's fully grown, it will be difficult to deal with him. Moreover, as long as we don't admit it, no one will know that we leaked the news." Hearing Ting Jiang's words, Ting Hui's eyes lit up. He looked at Ting Jiang with admiration and said with a smile, "Jiang, it seems that you've really grown up. Your trick of killing with a borrowed knife is indeed very clever." After Ting Hui finished speaking, he did not delay any longer and ordered people to leak Mo Qinyun's whereabouts. Chapter 1760. Swoosh, a light flashed past. Mo Qinyun and Man Yen had arrived at the Kunlai Wonderland together. The Kunlai Wonderland was indeed a sacred cultivation ground with a long history. The spiritual energy within was extremely rich. It's just a secret realm of the first heaven, and the spiritual energy is already so rich. How terrifying would the 33 heavens be? Standing in the Kunlai Wonderland, Mo Qinyun's heart trembled. He felt a sense of longing and yearning. When his cultivation was strong enough, he would definitely enter the secret realm of the 33 heavens to explore. While Mo Qinyun was pondering, some heavenly soul demons walked over and greeted Mo Qinyun. "Prince Qinyun, I know of an ancient, almighty's secret palace. I wonder if you would be interested in going together." "Prince Qinyun, I found a surge of Saint Qi in a valley. There might be a divine artifact." "Prince Qinyun, I also found a secret treasure. It seems to have been left behind by an almighty from the outer realm." All of a sudden, words of invitation came from the mouths of the crowd. Although Mo Qinyun was only a golden celestial of the great all-embracing heaven, which was one realm lower than them, Mo Qinyun's strength was not weaker than theirs. In their opinion, if they could explore together with Mo Qinyun, their chances of success would be much higher. After all, Mo Qinyun's methods were too strange. It might be of unexpected help. While the crowd surrounded Mo Qinyun, some of the other tribes that passed by were curious about Mo Qinyun. That person looked at Mo Qinyun with some curiosity, some contempt, and some indifference. Seeing the situation in front of him, Mo Qinyun was really helpless. He quickly waved his hand at the crowd and said, "Everyone, I'm really sorry. I've already promised senior sister to search for various refining equipment with her. Hearing Emo Qingyun's words, the crowd immediately looked disappointed. They all bade farewell to Emo Qingyun. "Senior sister, let's go." Seeing that everyone had walked far away, Emo Qingyun called out to Man Yen, indicating for Man Yen to lead the way. "Little junior brother, thank you." Seeing Emo Qingyun reject other people's invitation and go with her to look for the spirit mine, Man Yen revealed a touched expression. She had only said it casually. She didn't expect Emo Qingyun to really fulfill his promise. After thanking Emo Qingyun, Man Yen smiled sweetly. She pulled on Emo Qingyun's arm and said, "Not far from here is a dragon lightning mountain. There is a type of dragon fang lightning stone inside. Last time, due to a group of dragon fang lightning wolves obstructing me, I was unable to go and collect it. This time, with you accompanying me, I will definitely be able to collect the dragon fang lightning stone." After Man Yen finished speaking, she happily dragged Emo Qingyun along and moved forward together. Under Man Yan's tug, Emo Qingyun did not resist and followed her to Dragon Thunder Mountain. Man Yen was obviously very familiar with the location of Dragon Thunder Mountain. She was very familiar with the way. Not long after, a mountain with flashes of lightning appeared in Emo Qingyun's line of sight. On top of it, a faint shadow of a dragon flashed. This was the Dragon Thunder Mountain that Man Yen had mentioned. Emo Qingyun and Man Yen arrived in front of Dragon Thunder Mountain. The two of them did not stop and directly walked into Dragon Thunder Mountain. "Little junior brother, there are many silver lightning snakes in the periphery of Dragon Thunder Mountain. You have to be careful of their sneak attack." Walking into Dragon Thunder Mountain, Man Yan's face revealed a serious expression. She reminded Emo Qingyun and said, "The silver lightning snake's teeth are very sharp. They can even bite through ordinary immortal artifacts. Moreover, their bodies contain the power of lightning. If you are bitten by them, your body will enter a state of paralysis." After listening to Man Yan's explanation, Emo Qingyun's expression was startled. He was somewhat curious about the silver lightning snake. It seemed that these silver lightning snakes were indeed very terrifying. He really needed to be careful. Of course, Emo Qingyun was careful to guard against the silver lightning snakes because he was worried that they would sneak attack Man Yen. His current physical strength was already comparable to a quasi-sacred artifact. It was not something that the silver lightning snakes could bite. Next, Emo Qingyun and Man Yen went deeper into Dragon Thunder Mountain. Suddenly, a silver light rushed towards Man Yen. Seeing this silver light, Emo Qingyun immediately guessed what it was. This was the silver lightning snake that Man Yen had mentioned. The silver lightning snake's speed was extremely fast. It was like lightning and arrived in a flash. "Be careful." Emo Qingyun's body moved and blocked Man Yen behind him. He raised his right hand and grabbed at the silver lightning snake. Seeing Emo Qingyun's action, Man Yan's expression immediately panicked. She quickly reminded Emo Qingyun, "Little junior brother, the silver lightning snake's body is very hard. Don't deal with it with your bare hands." Although Man Yen immediately opened her mouth to remind him, her words were still a step too late. Just as her words fell, the silver lightning snake had already flown into Emo Qingyun's palm. Chi. When the silver lightning snake flew into Emo Qingyun's palm, it continuously twisted its body and crazily bit at Emo Qingyun's palm. Unfortunately, Emo Qingyun's body was too hard. It was simply unable to bite through. "Destroy!" Grabbing the silver lightning snake in his hand, Emo Qingyun's palm exploded with spiritual energy and directly crushed the silver lightning snake. The silver lightning snake's body was crushed and turned into a ball of lightning energy, dissipating in Emo Qingyun's hand. Little junior brother actually crushed the silver lightning snake. Seeing Emo Qingyun's action, Man Yan's beautiful eyes widened. She could not believe that this was true. She found it hard to believe that a person's physical strength could reach such a terrifying level. After Emo Qingyun crushed the silver lightning snake, he turned his head to look at Man Yen and said with a faint smile, Senior sister, it's fine now. Let's continue on our way. Oh, okay. Man Yan's expression shook. After recovering from her shock, she continued to move forward with Mo Qingyun. As they continued to move forward with Man Yan, they encountered many silver lightning snakes. However, they were all killed by Mo Qingyun. These silver lightning snakes are not weak. Their attack speed is extremely fast and their teeth are sharp. They are indeed very difficult to deal with. After killing another silver lightning snake, Mo Qingyun's face revealed a solemn expression. He said with regret, "Fortunately, there aren't many silver lightning snakes. It's rare for two of them to launch a sneak attack together. If there were a group of them, it would be difficult to deal with them." Upon hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Man Yan immediately glared at him and said, "This is also because your physical body is strong. That's why you feel that the silver lightning snakes are easy to deal with. When others encounter one silver lightning snake, it's already a headache. You still want them to appear in group." Hearing Man Yan's words, Mo Qingyun's face instantly revealed a mocking smile. He did not know how to reply. Thinking about it, the silver lightning snakes were very fast and their attacks were very terrifying. If he was besieged by a group of them, even a powerhouse in the Dao Qing stage might die under their jaws. Mo Qingyun and Man Yan continued to move forward for a while. They passed through the forest of silver lightning snakes and arrived at the mountainside of Dragon Thunder Mountain. When Mo Qingyun and Man Yan arrived at the mountainside, they saw many silver figures flashing in front of them. In the middle of these white figures, some cultivators were surrounded and attacked. It seemed that they were at the end of their rope. Chapter 1761. Those people seem to be. Mo Qingyun walked closer and took a closer look. He was surprised to find that these people were all from the immortal race. Mo Qingyun's eyes widened at this discovery. He turned to look at Man Yan and said, "Senior sister, could it be that the immortal race can also enter the secret realms of the 33 levels of heaven?" "Of course." Facing Mo Qingyun's question, Man Yan nodded affirmatively and said, "There are also some powerhouses in the immortal race who have used heaven-defying methods to establish teleportation arrays to various secret realms." After hearing Man Yan's words, Mo Qingyun felt relieved in his heart. He didn't feel that it was strange. Although the immortal race came from subsidiary continents and did not have powerful bloodlines in their bodies, there was no lack of people with outstanding talent. If the immortal race did not have any powerhouses, how could they not be at a disadvantage when fighting against the god race? "Let's go over there." Sweeping a glance at the battle ahead, Mo Qingyun gave Man Yan a look. He did not want to cause trouble for himself. He was now considered a member of the god race. Running over to save the immortal race was still not advisable. If his current actions were seen by someone with ulterior motives, it might cause unnecessary trouble. Hearing Mo Qingyun's instructions, Man Yan nodded and went around this place with Mo Qingyun. Man Yan naturally would not object to Mo Qingyun's decision. She went around the other party with Mo Qingyun. In her opinion, with these people delaying the Dragonfang lightning wolves, she could go and excavate the Dragonfang lightning stones. "Senior brother, there are two people from the god race over there. They seem to be planning to enter the Dragon Thunder Mountain." When Mo Qingyun and Man Yan were moving forward, the people fighting the Dragonfang lightning wolves discovered their existence. When those people discovered Mo Qingyun and Man Yan, the senior brother who was the leader immediately instructed everyone, "Let's lure these Dragonfang lightning wolves to the two of them and let them bear some of the burden for us." After telling his junior brother and junior sister, that senior brother ran towards Mo Qingyun and Li Wuyo, preparing to drag Mo Qingyun and Li Wuyo down with him. Mo Qingyun frowned as he looked at the crowd running towards him. His face turned cold and indifferent. He was very clear about the thoughts of these people. They simply wanted to pull them together to deal with the Dragonfang Thunderwolf. Soon, those people arrived in front of Mo Qingyun and Li Wuyo, drawing a portion of the disaster over. Alright, I'll use these dragon fangs and lightning wolves to temper my divine ability. Seeing the dragon fang lightning wolves approaching, Emo Qingyun didn't want to continue dodging, and prepared to directly kill these dragon fang lightning wolves. Emo Qingyun made a decision in his heart. He did not waste any more time, and immediately began to slaughter the dragon fang thunder wolf. Roar! Just as Emo Qingyun was pondering in his heart, a dragon fang thunder wolf leaped and pounced in front of him. Holy demon star-shattering fist! Looking at the rapidly approaching dragon fang thunder wolf, Emo Qingyun's expression turned serious, and he punched at the dragon fang thunder wolf. As Emo Qingyun punched out, a terrifying wave of immortal spiritual force gathered on his fist. The shadow of the fist formed, emitting the rolling power of thunder, and crushed towards the dragon fang thunder wolf. Emo Qingyun's fist was extremely fast, and before the dragon fang thunder wolf could dodge, it hit the dragon fang thunder wolf. Bang! The shadow of the fist hit the dragon fang thunder wolf, and a terrifying force exploded from the shadow of the fist. Under the impact of this force, the dragon fang thunder wolf's body immediately swelled, and in the blink of an eye, it exploded. Boom! The dragon fang thunder wolf's body exploded, and it turned into a ball of silver light, slowly dissipating before Emo Qingyun's eyes. Seeing this scene, the surrounding people were all shocked, and the way they looked at Emo Qingyun changed greatly. The strength of these dragon fang thunder wolves were all in the Tao comprehending stage, and they were not that easy to deal with. Emo Qingyun exploded one with a punch. It could be seen that Emo Qingyun's strength had reached a terrifying starting point. These dragon fang thunder wolves are actually not made of flesh and blood. After exploding a dragon fang thunder wolf with a punch, Emo Qingyun's face revealed a look of surprise, somewhat surprised by the structure of the dragon fang thunder wolf. Under Emo Qingyun's observation, the bodies of these dragon fang thunder wolves were actually pure thunder power. While Emo Qingyun was puzzled in his heart, Man Yan's beautiful face went pale, and she immediately explained to him, "Little junior brother, there's a dangerous place in Dragon Thunder Mountain. It's filled with the energy of lightning, and these Dragon Fang lightning wolves came from there." So this is how the Dragon Fang thunder wolves came about. Hearing Man Yan's words, Emo Qingyun revealed a surprised expression, feeling curious about the origins of the Dragon Fang thunder wolves. Looking at it this way, that dangerous place shouldn't be simple. If there's a chance, we can go in and explore. During the process of conversing with Man Yan, Emo Qingyun's attacks did not stop, continuously killing the Dragon Fang thunder wolves that surrounded him. In the process of Emo Qingyun killing the Dragon Fang thunder wolves, his comprehension of the Holy Fiend's star-shattering fist was also continuously rising. The attacking method of Fiend Fist Shattering Star River is to explode the enemy from the outside, while the Holy Fiend Star-Shattering Fist is the exact opposite. Seeing the attacking method of the Holy Fiend Star-Shattering Fist, Emo Qingyun compared it with Fiend Fist Shattering Star River, and said, "The attacking method of the Holy Fiend Star-Shattering Fist is even more skillful than Fiend Fist Shattering Star River, and the power of the attack is also more tyrannical." With the increase in comprehension of the Holy Fiend Star-Shattering Fist, Emo Qingyun's attacks became even fiercer, and the speed of killing the Dragon Fang thunder wolves became even faster. Before long, the besieging Dragon Fang thunder wolves all died in Emo Qingyun's hands. When the Dragon Fang thunder wolves were killed, a group of people wearing the same clothes as them quickly flew down from the mountain. "Senior apprentice brother Yang Yi, you guys are here." Seeing those people arrive, this group of people revealed pleasant surprise on their faces, and hurriedly went to welcome those people. "Is everyone all right?" Yang Yi, who was in the lead, asked everyone in concern. His gaze looked towards Emo Qingyun, and said in surprise, "Two people from the god race?" When Yang Yi looked at Emo Qingyun swept a glance over them, and then ignored them. Emo Qingyun turned his head to look at Man Yan, and said, "Senior apprentice sister, let's go." Hearing Emo Qingyun's signal, Man Yen nodded in response, and went deep into the Dragon Lightning Mountain with Emo Qingyun. Seeing that Emo Qingyun and Man Yen were about to leave, Yang Yi's face sank, and he said coldly, "The two of you, my junior apprentice brother and sister, saved the two of you from the hands of the Dragon Fang Thunderwolves. Are you not even going to say a word of thanks?" In Yang Yi's opinion, with Emo Qingyun and Man Yan's cultivation, they were definitely not a match for the Dragon Fang Thunderwolves. Hearing Yang Yi's words, Emo Qingyun's footsteps paused, and he looked at those people with a mocking expression and said, "With just these people, they don't have the ability to save us." As Emo Qingyun's words fell, he turned around and continued to leave with Man Yen. Seeing Emo Qingyun's action, Yang Yi's body leaped, and he arrived in front of Emo Qingyun and Man Yen. He drew his sword and said, "Kid, you're quite bold, to actually dare to speak to me like this. Do you believe that I won't cut you down with my sword?" "I don't believe it." Chapter 1762. You're courting death. Yang Yi's face darkened when he saw Emo Qingyun's attitude. He brandished his sword and slashed at Emo Qingyun. Yang Yi's strength was not weak. He had reached the Dao Qing stage, so the power of his sword was terrifying. A terrifying immortal spiritual force converged on Yang Yi's longsword, forming a huge flaming bird image. The image of the flaming bird took shape and flew towards Emo Qingyun. Flaming arrows shot out from its body. Senior brother Yang Yi is so powerful. He actually mastered the ancestral immortal art, divine phoenix feathers. That kid wants to fight with senior brother Yang Yi. He must be tired of living. The way I see it, that brat must be regretting now. He must be regretting that he offended senior brother Yang Yi earlier. The people behind them were excited when they saw Yang Yi attack Emo Qingyun. In their opinion, even if Emo Qingyun's strength was extraordinary, he was no match for Yang Yi. Good. Emo Qingyun smiled faintly in the face of Yang Yi's punch. He was not afraid at all. As soon as Emo Qingyun finished speaking, he threw a punch forward without hesitation. Saint Demon Star-shattering fist. Emo Qingyun punched out with his fist. Terrifying immortal spiritual power gathered on his fist, forming a huge black fist shadow. The mountain-sized black fist blasted toward the flaming arrows, scattering them in the blink of an eye. So strong. Yang Yi was horrified when he saw the power of Emo Qingyun's punch. He was afraid of Emo Qingyun. The feeling that Emo Qingyun gave him was too terrifying. It made him feel like he was invincible. Knowing Emo Qingyun's might, Yang Yi immediately put away his arrogance and hurriedly said to Emo Qingyun with an obsequious smile, "Why, young master, if you have something to say, let's talk it out. Just now I offended you. Please show mercy." Emo Qingyun did not care about Yang Yi's begging and directly chose to ignore it. The Black Fist Shadow's attack power did not diminish. It hit Yang Yi directly and blasted him into the ground. Bang! A loud noise was heard. When that sound rang out, a violent storm was stirred up on the ground where the fist shadow landed. Under the impact of the storm, Yang Yi's junior brothers and junior sisters were sent flying, falling to the ground and coughing up blood. Senior brother Yang Yi. Senior sister, will senior brother Yang Yi be alright? Even senior brother Yang Yi is not his match. What should we do now? After being bombarded by the storm, these people ignored their injuries and were all concerned about Yang Yi's situation. In their opinion, if Yang Yi was killed, they would have no chance to escape. Little junior brother's strength is probably comparable to an expert at the first level of the Nine Heavens' mysterious immortal realm. Looking at Emo Qingyun in front of her, Man Yen revealed a shocked expression. Once again, she had a new understanding of Emo Qingyun. Originally, she thought that Emo Qingyun had already displayed his full strength when the prince challenged him. She did not expect that she had still underestimated Emo Qingyun. Emo Qingyun had actually concealed his strength. A moment later, the storm that blocked everyone's line of sight dissipated, revealing Yang Yi's figure. Now there was no aura on Yang Yi's body, not even the aura of his soul. Yang Yi was dead. Under Mo Qingyun's punch, he was directly killed mercilessly. Senior brother Yang Yi is dead. That kid killed senior brother Yang Yi with a punch. His strength is too terrifying. Isn't he only at the golden immortal realm? How can his strength be so terrifying? Seeing the scene in front of them, everyone was terrified and despair appeared on their faces. When everyone was in despair, they did not dare to hesitate and immediately begged Mo Qingyun for mercy. I said, since I can save you, I can also kill you. Mo Qingyun ignored the pleas of these people and attacked without hesitation. If it wasn't for his strength, the ones who would be killed now might be him and Man Yen. In a short while, these people in front of him were killed by Mo Qingyun's punch. Senior sister, let's go. After killing all the people blocking the way, Mo Qingyun gave Man Yen some instructions, then raised his foot and walked forward. Hearing Mo Qingyun's signal, Man Yen hurriedly followed up, and a look of lingering fear appeared on her face. She rejoiced and said, "Little junior brother, it's all thanks to you accompanying me this time. Otherwise, if I encountered those people by myself, I'm afraid my end would not be good." Man Yan's words were not false. With the conflict between the God clan and the Immortal clan, if she met them alone, she would only be killed. It was because of this that Mo Qingyun did not have the slightest psychological burden when he killed the other party. As Mo Qingyun and Man Yen continued to move forward, they encountered some dragon-tooth lightning wolves on the way. What surprised Mo Qingyun was that the strength of these dragon-tooth lightning wolves had actually reached the path-nurturing stage. The closer we get to the top of Dragon Thunder Mountain, the stronger the dragon-tooth lightning wolves are. The next wave should be Daoqing stage. Realizing that the dragon-tooth lightning wolves had become stronger, Mo Qingyun frowned slightly. He was even more curious about the danger zone of Dragon Thunder Mountain. What kind of place could give birth to creatures like the dragon-tooth lightning wolves? Not to mention other things, just from the strength of the dragon-tooth lightning wolves, this danger zone was not simple. Junior brother, the dragon-tooth lightning stone mine is under the ancient tree in front. While Mo Qingyun was pondering, Man Yan's face revealed a brilliant smile. She raised her hand and pointed at a huge ancient tree. That ancient tree was over 10,000 feet tall. It was impossible to see its top with one's eyes. On this ancient tree there were many creatures, each of which was an extremely ancient species. For example, there was a giant bird with transparent colorful wings, an ape with 8 arms, and a winged demonic beast with a chicken head and a dog body. What made Mo Qingyun not dare to underestimate them was that, other than being rare, these demonic beasts were also very powerful. Under Mo Qingyun's rough perception, the strength of each demonic beast on the ancient tree was not weaker than the newly resurrected King Devourer. Facing these powerful existences, if Mo Qingyun did not use his trump card, he had no confidence in killing them. Mo Qingyun could discover those demonic beasts, but because of Man Yan's strength, she did not discover their existence. Man Yen instructed Mo Qingyun and took the lead to walk forward. Her expression was filled with excitement. Presumably, in her opinion, Mo Qingyun had killed the dragon-tooth lightning wolves that were blocking the way and could now excavate the mine in peace. Seeing Man Yan's actions, Mo Qingyun immediately followed to prevent Man Yen from encountering danger. "Senior sister, wait a moment." Coming to Man Yan's side, Mo Qingyun called out to her and said, "On this ancient tree, there are many ancient species. We have to be more careful." Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Man Yan's brows furrowed and raised her head to look at the ancient tree. When Man Yen looked at the ancient tree, a spider with wings attacked the two of them with extreme speed. Seeing this spider appear, Man Yan's pretty face immediately turned pale, a lingering fear in her heart. Chapter 1763. Senior sister, be careful. Looking at the incoming flying spider, Emo Qingyun's figure moved and shielded Man Yen behind him. After shielding Man Yen behind him, Emo Qingyun's movements did not stop as he directly punched forward. Emo Qingyun's punch gathered a terrifying amount of immortal spiritual energy on his fist. In the blink of an eye, a small mountain-like black fist shadow bombarded the flying spider. Emo Qingyun's attack was too fast. The flying spider did not have time to dodge and was hit by the black fist shadow. Bang! After being hit by Emo Qingyun's punch, the flying spider was instantly sent flying and crashed into the ancient tree behind it. The flying spider crashed into the ancient tree and immediately caused the ancient tree to shake continuously, which attracted the attention of a large group of demonic beasts. An aura comparable to a first-layer 9 heavens arcane immortal burst out from the ancient tree. Not good, the other demonic beasts on the ancient tree have all been alerted. Sensing the fluctuations of the aura on the ancient tree, Emo Qingyun did not dare to hesitate and immediately retreated with Man Yen. "Senior sister, let's go quickly." After Emo Qingyun's words fell, he did not wait for Man Yen to react as he hugged Man Yan's waist and retreated. Seeing Emo Qingyun's action, Man Yan's face immediately turned red and her expression became shy. Emo Qingyun's action was too sudden and she was not prepared at all. No matter what, she was still his senior sister. How could Emo Qingyun do this? However, although Man Yen was shy in her heart, she quickly calmed down. She knew that in the current situation, she could not have too many distracting thoughts. Hidden door. When Emo Qingyun retreated, he did not forget to use his martial soul divine ability to conceal himself and Man Yen. Although he was not afraid of those demonic beasts, it was still very troublesome to deal with so many demonic beasts at once. As Emo Qingyun and Man Yen concealed themselves, those demonic beasts lost their senses and lost track of Emo Qingyun and Man Yen. Roar, roar, roar! After losing track of Emo Qingyun and Li Wuyo, the demonic beasts roared angrily and returned to the top of the ancient tree. Seeing that the demonic beasts had fled, Emo Qingyun removed the concealment door, revealing his and Man Yan's figures. "Little junior brother, let go of me." Following the escape of those demon beasts, Man Yen revealed a bashful expression and glared at Emo Qingyun. Hearing Man Yan's words, Emo Qingyun immediately realized that something was wrong. He hurriedly let go of Man Yen and said with an embarrassed smile, "Senior sister, I was in a hurry just now, so although it was to save Man Yen just now, it was still somewhat immoral for him to take advantage of others like this." Fortunately, Man Yen was very reasonable. Without waiting for Emo Qingyun to finish speaking, she said, "Little junior brother, you don't have to explain. I can forgive your actions just now. However, if there is a next time, I won't be polite to you." As Man Yen spoke, she waved her fair hand, looking both cute and moving. Seeing Man Yan's action, Emo Qingyun nodded with a faint smile and said, "All right, if there is a next time, I will let senior sister punish me." "Who wants to punish you?" Man Yan's pretty face blushed. She glared at Emo Qingyun again with a complicated gaze. Retracting her gaze from Emo Qingyun, Man Yan's expression became more serious. She said, "Little junior brother, there are so many demonic beasts on the ancient tree. I'm afraid it's not very possible for us to excavate the Thunder Dragon Tooth Mine." "That might not be the case." Emo Qingyun shook his head and denied Man Yan's idea. He said, "The Thunder Dragon Tooth Mine is buried underground. Why don't we approach it from underground? This way we can avoid those demonic beasts and excavate the Thunder Dragon Tooth Mine." "That's a good idea." Man Yan's eyes lit up. She clapped her hands and applauded Emo Qingyun's suggestion. She said with a look of admiration, "Little junior brother, your brain is still the best. You even thought of such an idea. Since that's the case, let's do it." After Emo Qingyun duo finished their discussion, they did not delay any longer and immediately started digging the mine. With Emo Qingyun duo's strength, wanting to dig a mine was still a very easy matter. Emo Chinyan duo did not dig for long when they saw some stones emitting a silver-white light. These were precisely the Thunder Dragon Tooth Mine. If nothing went wrong, the Thunder Dragon Tooth Mine should be right ahead. Discovering the Thunder Dragon Tooth Mine, Emo Chinyan duo's digging immediately became even more diligent. Senior apprentice sister, I'll dig. You collect the Thunder Dragon Tooth Mine. In order to increase the efficiency of digging, Emo Chinyan instructed Man Yen and then dug at the front with all his might. Hearing Emo Chinyan's suggestion, Man Yen followed behind Emo Chinyan, picking up the nearby Thunder Dragon Tooth Mine along the way. After this distribution, Emo Chinyan duo's efficiency was indeed much higher and their speed was also faster. As Emo Chinyan duo continued to move forward, the purity of the Thunder Dragon Tooth Mine along the way also became higher and higher. Just like that, Emo Chinyan and Emo Chinyan dug for nearly a quarter of an hour before a shocking scene appeared. Not far in front of them, a young man in a silver robe was cultivating in the Thunder Dragon Tooth Mine. Under this young man's cultivation, a pure power of thunder was extracted from the Thunder Dragon Tooth Mine. Someone is cultivating in front? Upon seeing the person in front, Emo Chinyan frowned, very surprised by this situation. The appearance of Emo Chinyan duo quickly attracted the attention of that person, who was enveloped by his aura. One is at the early stage Firefly realm, and the other is at the early stage Path Nourishment realm. Discovering the cultivation of Emo Chinyan duo, that person revealed a shocked expression and muttered to himself, with these two's cultivation, they should have some extraordinary means to be able to come here. That person muttered to himself and his face turned cold. He said coldly, seeing that it wasn't easy for the two of you to come here, I won't make things difficult for the two of you. Leave this place immediately. After that person finished speaking, he closed his eyes and immersed himself in cultivation again. Looking at his actions, it was as if he didn't put Emo Chinyan duo in his eyes at all. This person's cultivation has reached the second level of the Nine Heavens Xian immortal realm. He must be from the Longevity tribe. It won't be easy to deal with him. Seeing this person's actions, Emo Chinyan revealed a hesitant expression, considering whether to leave this place. Just as Emo Chinyan was hesitating, Man Yen revealed a fearful expression and advised Emo Chinyan by his ear, Junior brother, that person's strength is so strong. His aura isn't much weaker than Master's. Let's not provoke him. Man Yen knew that Emo Chinyan was strong, but she didn't think that Emo Chinyan was stronger than the Divine Craftsman Burning Sword. Hearing Man Yan's advice, Emo Chinyan nodded and agreed to Man Yan's suggestion. They only came here to mine the Thunder Dragon Tooth Mine. There was no need to provoke such a person. Following that, Emo Chinyan duo changed direction and continued to mine the Thunder Dragon Tooth Mine. Just like that, after a few hours, Emo Chinyan duo stopped digging. Chapter 1764. Explore the danger zone of the Dragon Thunder Mountain? Man Yan's beautiful eyes trembled. She was shocked by Emo Chinyan's idea, and felt that Emo Chinyan had gone crazy. In her knowledge, even a Nine Heavens mystic immortal realm expert would have a slim chance of survival if they entered the danger zone of the Dragon Thunder Mountain. Although Emo Chinyan's strength was strong and comparable to a Nine Heavens mystic immortal realm expert, it was obviously not enough. When Man Yen thought of this, she revealed a worried expression and started to persuade Emo Chinyan, little junior brother, although you are very strong, I feel that it's better not to take the risk and enter the danger zone of the Dragon Thunder Mountain. Senior sister, don't worry. I have ways to protect myself. There won't be any danger. Hearing Man Yan's words, Emo Chinyan smiled faintly and shook his head. His expression flashed with determination. Although he didn't know what kind of existence was in the danger zone of the Dragon Thunder Mountain, he was still very confident in protecting himself. More importantly, other than being curious about the dragon fangs and thunderwolves that were born in the danger zone of the Dragon Thunder Mountain, he also wanted to explore the danger zone of the Dragon Thunder Mountain. He still wanted to enter the dangerous area of Dragon Thunder Mountain and see if he could borrow the power of thunder inside to refine his body. Since it's like this, I'll go with you. Seeing Mo Qingyun's insistence, Man Yen didn't try to persuade him anymore. She looked at Mo Qingyun with anticipation. Seeing that Man Yen also wanted to go, Mo Qingyun revealed a hesitant expression and wondered if he should bring Man Yen along. Little junior brother, the Kunlai Immortal Realm is full of danger. If you leave me alone outside, I might not be safe. Afraid that Mo Qingyun wouldn't bring her along, Man Yen revealed a wronged expression and analyzed the situation. After hearing Man Yan's analysis, Mo Qingyun felt that it made sense. He nodded and said, "Since it's like this, let's go together." After Mo Qingyun finished speaking, he and Man Yen headed towards the danger zone of the Dragon Thunder Mountain. On the way to the danger zone of the Dragon Thunder Mountain, they encountered some dragon fangs and thunderwolves. The situation was just as Mo Qingyun thought. The closer they got to the top of Dragon Thunder Mountain, the stronger the dragon-toothed thunderwolf became. If this continues, we might encounter a Nine Heavens Mystic Immortal Stage Dragonfang Lightning Wolf when we arrive at the Dragon Thunder Mountain. After killing the group of dragon-toothed lightning wolves in front of him, Mo Qingyun's expression tensed up. He could not help but sigh in his heart. If he encountered a Nine Heavens Mysterious Immortal Stage Dragonfang Lightning Wolf, it would be much more difficult for him to deal with it. Although it was a little troublesome to deal with, Mo Qingyun did not plan to give up. He continued to head to the dangerous area of Longlei Mountain with Man Yen. The two of them continued forward for a while longer. The strength of the Dragonfang Lightning Wolf they encountered this time was already at the Quasi-Nine Heavens Arcane Immortal Stage. When facing the Dragonfang Lightning Wolves that were Quasi-Nine Heavens Mysterious Immortals, Mo Qingyun obviously found it much more strenuous to deal with them. Fortunately, the number of dragon fangs and thunderwolves was a little less. It was still within the range that Mo Qingyun could deal with. Not long after, the group of Quasi-Nine Heavens Mysterious Immortal Stage Dragonfang Lightning Wolves all died under Mo Qingyun's fist. This can't go on. If we encounter a Nine Heavens Mysterious Immortal Stage Dragonfang Lightning Wolf, I'm afraid I won't be able to take care of senior sister. Considering that the strength of the Dragonfang Lightning Wolves was getting stronger and stronger, Mo Qingyun immediately became nervous about Man Yan's safety. When Mo Qingyun thought in this way, he no longer hesitated. He turned his head to look at Man Yen and said, "Senior sister, in order to prevent me from being unable to take care of your safety when dealing with the Dragonfang Lightning Wolves later, I'll send you to a place now." "Send me to a place?" When she heard Mo Qingyun's words, Man Yen instinctively thought that Mo Qingyun wanted to push her aside again. She hurriedly said, "Little junior brother, since I've decided to come with you, I'm not afraid of any danger." When he saw Man Yan's reaction, Mo Qingyun knew that she had misunderstood him. He explained, "Senior sister, you've misunderstood my words. When I said I'll send you to a place, I didn't mean to ask you to leave Longlei Mountain." Then, Man Yen was puzzled, waiting for Mo Qingyun to clear her doubts. Seeing this, Mo Qingyun did not beat around the bush and directly explained to Man Yen, "I'll send you there now. When you enter, you'll naturally understand what I mean." As soon as Mo Qingyun's words fell, he led Man Yen into the Fortune Mainland. "Little junior brother, this place is?" Looking at the unfamiliar surroundings, Man Yen revealed a surprised expression, her gaze constantly scanning the surroundings. Hearing Man Yan's question, Mo Qingyun revealed a solemn expression and said solemnly to Man Yen, "Senior sister, this is another mainland. I obtained the method to come here by chance." Although Mo Qingyun believed that Man Yen would not reveal his secret, he still did not plan to say it out loud. After all, it was a little too strange to be carrying a mainland on his body. If this secret was leaked out, it would be very troublesome in the future, and he would have to deal with all kinds of unnecessary matters. Another mainland! Man Yan's beautiful eyes trembled, the shock in her heart was beyond words. She exclaimed, "Little junior brother, if I didn't come here personally, I would find it hard to believe that you have such means. I was just lucky enough to obtain a fortuitous encounter." Emo Chingyun revealed a faint smile and explained simply to Man Yan, then said, "Senior sister, you will stay here for now. The natives of this mainland are very weak, they won't be a threat to you." Because of Man Yan's special identity, Emo Chingyun did not plan to let her get acquainted with the people of the Heavenly Soul mainland. Therefore, Emo Chingyun brought Man Yan to another place. Okay. Hearing Emo Chingyun's instructions, Man Yan immediately nodded in agreement. She was also clear that the Dragon Lightning Mountain was full of dangers, and the Dragon Fangs and Lightning Wolves were getting stronger. If she continued to follow Emo Chingyun, she would become a burden to Emo Chingyun, which was equivalent to putting Emo Chingyun in danger. After settling Man Yan down, Emo Chingyun was not in a hurry to leave. He planned to check on the situation of Long Hanyen and the rest. Emo Chingyun's figure moved and arrived at the residence of Long Hanyen and the rest. He saw the anxious expressions of Yi Wuyo and the other girls. "Senior sister Wuyo, what's wrong?" Seeing Yi Wuyo and the rest, Emo Chingyun revealed a puzzled expression and hurriedly asked them. Hearing Emo Chingyun's voice, Yi Wuyo and the other girls were delighted, and the worry on their faces eased a little. Then, Yi Wuyo and the other girls hurriedly went up to Emo Chingyun. "Chingyun, it's not good. Han Yen and Chinyu seem to be a little strange recently." Yi Wuyo came in front of Emo Chingyun and anxiously explained the situation of Long Hanyen and the other girl. Hearing Yi Wuyo's explanation, Emo Chingyun's face became heavy, revealing a worried expression. He said, "Where are Han Yen and the rest now? Bring me to see them immediately." After Emo Chingyun's words fell, he did not delay any longer and immediately went to see Long Hanyen and the other girl. Not long later, Emo Chingyun saw Long Hanyen and the other girl and discovered that their auras were weak. Chapter 1765. Han Yen and Qing Yu have always been on the Fortune mainland. How did they end up like this? Looking at Long Hanyen and Qing Yu, Emo Chingyun's frown deepened. He was very puzzled by the situation. After pondering for a moment, Emo Chingyun's expression changed as he thought of a possibility. Emo Chingyun exclaimed, "Could it be that Ling Long has encountered some danger? Han Yen and Qing Yu's minds are connected to her, so they are also implicated?" When Emo Chingyun thought of this, his expression immediately turned solemn and some worry arose in his heart. If there were no surprises, the situation should be like this. Thinking of this, Emo Chingyun no longer hesitated and immediately summoned Tiger Soul, the God Shooter Bao, the Six-Eared Macaque, and the King Devourer. They had all been around for a long time and were much more knowledgeable than him. Perhaps they had a way to help Han Yen and Qing Yu. After summoning Tiger Soul and the others, Emo Chingyun did not beat around the bush and said directly, "Quickly come and take a look. Is there any way to save Han Yen and Qing Yu?" Hearing Emo Chingyun's request, Tiger Soul and the others did not say anything and immediately checked on Long Hanyen and Qing Yu's situation. After looking at Long Hanyen and Qing Yu's situation, the King Devourer and the others fell silent as they analyzed the reason for the situation. After a short while, Tiger Soul broke the silence. "Kid, the situation of these two girls is most likely caused by the main body's mind being severely injured, causing them to be implicated. Is there any way to solve this?" Hearing Tiger Soul's words, Emo Chingyun revealed a nervous expression and hurriedly asked Tiger Soul. Tiger Soul was silent for a moment when it heard Emo Chingyun's words. Then, it said, "If you want to solve their situation, you must find their main body. Only by looking at their main body's situation can you give a suitable solution. Ling Long? Emo Qingyun's brows furrowed as his heart sank. He wondered if he should go to the 1,000 illusions. After seeing Emo Qingyun's expression, the god shooter's figure flashed and appeared before Emo Qingyun. Brat, these two girls are only mentally affected, they won't be in any danger. You don't need to worry too much. Master, listen to me. Don't look for their true bodies for now. At this moment, King Devourer, who had been silent all this while, spoke up to persuade Emo Qingyun. Hearing King Devourer's words, Emo Qingyun was puzzled and asked, "Why do you say that? If I don't look for Ling Long, won't I be unable to help her?" Translator, Transen Editor. Transen the sky-devouring mermaid queen had expected Emo Qingyun to ask such a question, so she was not surprised by Emo Qingyun's reaction. She said, "Master, you are confused because you are involved in the situation. Think about it. Both of them are experts of the Saint Realm, and even she has been seriously injured. With your current cultivation, can you really do anything?" Emo Qingyun fell silent. Although the sky-devouring mermaid emperor's words were direct, they hit the nail on the head and hit the nail on the head. Seeing that Emo Qingyun was silent, Six-Eared Macaque, who had been silent all this time, said, "Master, there is a strange connection between the two of them and their original bodies. If their original bodies are in danger, they may take the initiative to come to you. So, what you need to do now is to improve your cultivation as quickly as possible and wait." Emo Qingyun nodded. He felt that Six-Eared Macaque was right. He really couldn't help much right now. Sigh. In the end, I'm still not powerful enough. Thinking about his current situation, Emo Qingyun couldn't help but sigh. Once again, he yearned for power. If he was a Saint Realm expert, he wouldn't have so many concerns. He could go directly to Qian Ling Long. "Kid, don't worry too much. Although their minds are weak, they're very stable." Tiger Soul consoled Emo Qingyun when he saw the solemn expression on Emo Qingyun's face. He continued, "That's why I'm certain that their original bodies have already escaped danger. They should be recuperating somewhere. Tiger Soul, the two of us will set up a barrier to stabilize the two of them," God Shooter Bao suggested after hearing Tiger Soul's words. He planned to isolate Long Han Yen and Qian Ling Long. Tiger Soul immediately agreed to God Shooter Bao's suggestion and began to set up the barrier. After a while, the barrier was set up, isolating Long Han Yen and Qian Ling Long so that they wouldn't be disturbed. Seeing that the barrier was set up, Emo Qingyun called Emo over and asked him to watch over Long Han Yen and Qian Ling Long. After everything was settled, Emo Qingyun's figure flickered and left the Fortune mainland. Emo Qingyun didn't stop walking after leaving the Fortune mainland. He continued to rush towards the Dragon Lightning Mountain. After that, Emo Qingyun didn't walk too far before he arrived at the danger zone of Dragon Thunder Mountain. This was a valley that was filled with thunderbolts. It emitted a terrifying aura, causing them to shrink back just by looking at it. What a powerful lightning force! It's much stronger than the lightning pool above the rolling lightning Devil Sea. Looking at the astral lightning energy before him, Emo Qingyun's face lit up with surprise and excitement. If I can temper my body with this astral lightning energy, the strength of my fleshly body should be able to improve to the point where it can rival a sacred artifact. With this thought in mind, Emo Qingyun no longer hesitated and walked into the dangerous area of Dragon Thunder Mountain. Chi. Just as Emo Qingyun stepped into the Dragon Lightning Mountain, a terrifying lightning force fell on his body. Under the impact of the lightning force, Emo Qingyun's body emitted a dazzling light. At the same time, blood scars appeared on Emo Qingyun's skin. So strong! Being eroded by the lightning force, Emo Qingyun was alarmed and stopped in his tracks. If he continued, the lightning force in the Dragon Lightning Mountain could cause irreparable injuries to him. Emo Qingyun stopped and didn't think too much about it. He sat down cross-legged and began to cultivate. Under Emo Qingyun's cultivation, His absolute beginning fortune bloodline was activated, healing the injuries on his body. Subsequently, Mo Qingyun's body was injured and healed at the same time. This process repeated over and over. During this process, Mo Qingyun's physical strength grew stronger little by little. Slowly, the saint aura emitted from Mo Qingyun's body grew stronger. Sensing the strengthening of his body, Mo Qingyun was overjoyed. He said excitedly, "It's just as I thought. The lightning force in the Dragon Lightning Mountain is helpful for my body's refinement." After discovering this, Mo Qingyun began to put even more effort into tempering his body. Gradually, Mo Qingyun went through a stage of adapting to the lightning force in the Dragon Lightning Mountain. Once Mo Qingyun had gotten used to the impact of the astral lightning in the danger zone, he ventured deeper into the mountain valleys, enduring even more of the astral lightning's impact. Chapter 1766. Half a month later, a powerful saint aura erupted from the perilous land of Dragon Thunder Mountain, covering an area of 10,000 miles. Under the pressure of the saint aura, the demonic beasts in the surrounding 10,000 miles immediately fled in fear. The abnormal behavior of the demonic beasts on Dragon Thunder Mountain attracted the attention of those who were training here, and they rushed to the perilous land of Dragon Thunder Mountain. Soon, dozens of groups of people arrived outside the perilous land of Dragon Thunder Mountain. What a powerful saint aura! Could there be a powerful saint artifact unearthed in the perilous land of Dragon Thunder Mountain? There must be a saint artifact unearthed. I wonder what kind of saint artifact could cause such a huge commotion. The perilous land of Dragon Thunder Mountain is filled with terrifying astral thunder energy. Even if there is a saint artifact, you can't get it. Without a 9 Heavens Xian Immortal Stage 4 or above, it is impossible to resist such terrifying astral thunder energy. Such a powerful saint artifact has appeared, but we can't see or touch it. What a pity! Looking at the scene before them, everyone looked regretful and sighed in their hearts. Soon, a group of people who were not very interested left the perilous land of Dragon Thunder Mountain. Although a group of people left, a group of people refused to give up and still guarded the perilous land of Dragon Thunder Mountain. There was also a group of people who sent a message to their disciples and clansmen, asking them to come over and think of a solution. Regarding the commotion in the outside world, Mo Qingyun could be said to be completely unaware. He was currently immersed in cultivation. The strength of his body had increased to the level of a saint artifact, but Mo Qingyun did not stop cultivating. About 5 days later, Mo Qingyun stopped cultivating. After 5 days of cultivation, Mo Qingyun finally adapted to the changes in his body and could freely control the saint aura. My body's strength has increased, and the astral thunder energy in the perilous land can no longer harm me. Sensing that the damage of the astral thunder energy had disappeared, Mo Qingyun was delighted and began to search the perilous land. After searching for a while, Mo Qingyun found the source of the astral thunder. He muttered to himself, "The astral thunder is coming from over there. If I'm not mistaken, the source of the astral thunder is not far ahead." As Mo Qingyun pondered, his footsteps did not stop. He continued to walk towards the source of the astral thunder. Not long after Mo Qingyun advanced, 3 Dragonfang Thunderwolves with enormous auras blocked his path. 3 Dragonfang Lightning Wolves at the first level of the 9 Heavens Xian Immortal Realm. Seeing the 3 Dragonfang Thunderwolves in front of him, Mo Qingyun's heart shook and his expression became tense. Although his physical strength had increased, the difficulty of dealing with these 3 dragon-tooth lightning wolves was still not just a little bit high. Of course, although it was not easy, Mo Qingyun did not give up. Quasi-9 Heavens Xian Immortal Realm Dragonfang Thunderwolves are unable to allow me to temper my inherited divine ability. These 3 Dragonfang Thunderwolves should be able to. Emo Qingyun's figure flashed and directly charged towards the 3 Dragonfang Thunderwolves, intending to test his strength in a battle with them. Demonic Saint Star Shattering Fist. Emo Qingyun took a step forward and blasted out a fist. Immortal spiritual energy madly converged on his fist. In a short moment, a violent black immortal spiritual energy wrapped around Emo Qingyun's fist. The black immortal spiritual energy rapidly converged and condensed into an enormous fist shadow that blasted towards the Dragonfang Thunderwolves. Facing Emo Qingyun's fist, the 3 Dragonfang Thunderwolves did not shrink back and began to resist together. Chi, a lightning flashed on the 3 Dragonfang Thunderwolves, and 3 lightning wolf shadows flew out to meet the enormous black fist. While the 3 lightning wolf fangs were running, they were able to sense each other and formed a joint attack formation. Joint attack formation. Seeing the scene in front of him, Emo Qingyun's expression was instantly shocked, and he found it hard to believe. He would never have thought that these 3 Nine Heavens Xian, Immortal Realm Dragonfang Thunderwolves would have mastered such a combat method. Bang! The enormous black fist blasted onto the lightning wolf shadows, and immediately exploded with a loud bang, creating a terrifying spiritual energy wave. Facing the impact of this spiritual energy wave, Emo Qingyun immediately retreated to avoid being affected by the spiritual energy wave. Emo Qingyun's movement speed was extremely fast, and in the blink of an eye, he avoided the spiritual energy wave and retreated to a position 1,000 meters away. The combat strength of these 3 Dragonfang Thunderwolves is far stronger than I imagined. It won't be easy to deal with them. Seeing the performance of the 3 Dragonfang Thunderwolves, Emo Qingyun immediately stopped underestimating them and silently pondered in his heart. They are formed from pure lightning energy, and their bodies are not as strong as mine. If I fight them in close combat, I should be able to easily kill them. After some analysis, Emo Qingyun immediately found the weakness of the Dragonfang Thunderwolves, and knew how to deal with them. Although he knew the weakness of the Dragonfang Thunderwolves, Emo Qingyun was not in a hurry to kill them, and planned to continue fighting with them. Their purpose in coming here, other than looking for treasures in the danger zone, they also wanted to train their divine abilities. Now that there was such a good sparring partner, how could he let it go, and directly killed the 3 of them? Emo Qingyun turned into an afterimage, and in a few flashes, he arrived in front of a Dragonfang Thunderwolf. Sacred Demon Star Shattering Fist. Arriving in front of a Dragonfang Thunderwolf, Emo Qingyun's movements did not stop, and he immediately punched out. A shocking immortal spiritual energy gathered on Emo Qingyun's fist, and spread to Emo Qingyun's arm. When the immortal spiritual energy spread to Emo Qingyun's arm, the power of Emo Qingyun's punch was clearly much stronger than before. After such a discovery, Emo Qingyun immediately rejoiced in his heart, and a bright smile appeared on his face, and he said, "Fist strength entering the arm, this is the sign of the Saint Devil Star Shattering Fist small success. It seems that my control of the Saint Devil Star Shattering Fist has reached a whole new level." While Emo Qingyun was pleasantly surprised, his movements did not stop, and he punched towards the Dragonfang Thunderwolf. Immediately, a fist the size of a small mountain crushed towards the Dragonfang Thunderwolf in front of him. Emo Qingyun's fist was too fast, the Dragonfang Thunderwolf could not dodge in time, and was directly sent flying by Emo Qingyun's fist. When Emo Qingyun sent the Dragonfang Thunderwolf flying, the other 2 Dragonfang Thunderwolves did not stay idle, and pounced towards him together. Facing the attacks of the other 2 Dragonfang Thunderwolves, Emo Qingyun quickly raised his hand to block, and attacked the 2 Dragonfang Thunderwolves. Bang bang! Under Emo Qingyun's punches, the attacks of the 2 Dragonfang Thunderwolves were blocked by Emo Qingyun. After blocking the attacks of the 2 Dragonfang Thunderwolves, Emo Qingyun was also constantly pushed back, and only stopped after retreating a few thousand meters. After Emo Qingyun stabilized his body, he did not stop, and once again attacked the Dragonfang Thunderwolves. Following that, Emo Qingyun continued to fight with the three Dragonfang Thunderwolves. Chapter 1767. Bang! In another head-on clash, the 3-9 Heaven's mysterious immortal stage Dragonfang Lightning Wolves were once again sent flying by Emo Qingyun. After sending the three Dragonfang Lightning Wolves flying, Emo Qingyun wasn't in a hurry to chase after them. Instead, he looked at them indifferently. After these few days of training, my control of the Saint Devil Star Shattering Fist has already reached the greater success stage. Recalling the power of that punch just now, Emo Qingyun revealed a pleasantly surprised smile and became a little excited. If it weren't for these three Dragonfang Lightning Wolves sparring with him, it wouldn't be easy for him to cultivate the Saint Devil Star Shattering Fist to the greater success stage. After cultivating the Saint Devil Star Shattering Fist to the greater success stage, Emo Qingyun didn't want to continue training it. He planned to cultivate the Heavenly Demon Star Shattering Palm. The Heavenly Demon Star Shattering Palm was also a legacy martial art. When it was used, its power wasn't any weaker than the Saint Devil Star Shattering Fist. In addition, the Heavenly Demon Star Shattering Palm attacked from the outside to the inside. This was the exact opposite of the Saint Devil Star Shattering Fist. If he successfully cultivated both types of divine abilities, he would be able to complement each other and erupt with an even stronger power. With this thought in mind, Emo Qingyun no longer hesitated and began to cultivate the Heavenly Demon Star Shattering Palm. Emo Qingyun's figure moved and walked towards the three Dragonfang Lightning Wolves, continuing to use them as sparring partners. What made Emo Qingyun secretly happy was that the Dragonfang Lightning Wolves' intelligence wasn't high. They didn't run away after being attacked by him. Otherwise, if he were to chase after the Dragonfang Lightning Wolves while training and comprehending the divine ability, the efficiency would be much lower. Heavenly Demon Star Shattering Palm. Emo Qingyun struck out with his palm. Overbearing immortal spiritual energy quickly gathered on his palm. When the palm image formed, it emitted a domineering aura, like a treasured saber that could split mountains and split the sky. Facing Emo Qingyun's palm, the three Dragonfang Lightning Wolves didn't dodge and rushed towards Emo Qingyun with all their strength. Of course, when the three Dragonfang Lightning Wolves rushed over, they didn't just wait for death. Roar! The three Dragonfang Thunderwolves raised their heads and roared. The lightning on their bodies suddenly surged, dazzling Emo Qingyun. At the same time the golden light blossomed, three huge wolf shadows also jumped out from the Dragonfang Thunderwolf. Three wolf silhouettes jumped out and leaped into the air, pouncing towards Emo Qingyun. Slash! Facing the three wolf shadows, Emo Qingyun flicked his wrist and changed the direction of the palm shadows. The palm shadow changed its direction of attack and swept towards the three wolf shadows like the autumn wind sweeping away fallen leaves. Clang, clang, clang. The sound of metal clashing could be heard. The palm shadows slashed at the three wolf shadows and immediately split them into two. The three wolf shadows were split apart by Emo Qingyun, and they dissipated bit by bit, turning into pure lightning spiritual energy. The demonic star-splitting palm is so powerful. Seeing the power of his palm strike, Emo Qingyun's expression lit up, and he became excited. The demonic star-splitting palm was indeed domineering and fierce. It completely crushed the opponent with the power of lightning. This point was the exact opposite of the demonic Saint Star Shattering Fist's attack. The demonic Saint Star Shattering Fist's attack method was to heavily injure the opponent from the inside, and then slowly spread outwards. If the attack power wasn't enough, the enemy might have already been killed, and the opponent's appearance wouldn't change at all. Emo Qingyun's attack was successful. He walked towards the three Dragonfang Thunderwolves and continued to use them to temper his divine ability. Arriving in front of the Dragonfang Thunderwolves, Emo Qingyun didn't hesitate and struck out with his palm without hesitation. Suddenly, a terrifying immortal spiritual energy burst out from Emo Qingyun's hand. The immortal spiritual energy gathered outside Emo Qingyun's palm and turned into a sharp palm blade, chopping towards the three Dragonfang Thunderwolves. Bang! Facing Emo Qingyun's palm strike, one of the Dragonfang Thunderwolves couldn't dodge in time and was sent flying by Emo Qingyun's palm strike. When this Dragonfang Thunderwolf was sent flying, a sinister wound appeared on its body. If it wasn't for the Dragonfang Thunderwolf's special physique, this Dragonfang Thunderwolf's body would have been dyed red with blood. Chi. When Emo Qingyun sent one of the Dragonfang Thunderwolves flying, the other two Dragonfang Thunderwolves' claws landed on his body. Under the claws of the Dragonfang Thunderwolves, his clothes were immediately torn, revealing his perfect figure. Because Emo Qingyun's body was strong, he didn't suffer any injuries from the claws of the Dragonfang Thunderwolves. Scram! Forcefully resisting the claws of the two Dragonfang Thunderwolves, Emo Qingyun roared angrily and chopped towards the two of them with his palm. Facing Emo Qingyun's palm strike, the two Dragonfang Thunderwolves didn't even have time to react before they were sent flying by Emo Qingyun's palm strike. After sending the two Dragonfang Thunderwolves flying with a palm strike, Emo Qingyun's movements did not stop as he continued to chase after them. Right now, Emo Qingyun didn't want to show mercy as he slowly fought with the three Dragonfang Thunderwolves. The demonic star-splitting palm's attack method was to cause damage to the enemy. It was a type of destructive injury. This was different from the Saint Demon Star-shattering fist. The Saint Demon Star-shattering fist attacked the enemy from the inside. The Dragonfang Thunderwolves did not have internal organs, so when they were hit by the Saint Demon Star-shattering fist, they wouldn't suffer too much injuries. Therefore, Emo Qingyun could continuously exchange blows with the Dragonfang Thunderwolves and slowly increase his comprehension of the Saint Demon Star-shattering fist. Once again approaching the Dragonfang Thunderwolves, Emo Qingyun waved his right palm and chopped down at the three Dragonfang Thunderwolves. After roughly 15 minutes, the three Dragonfang Thunderwolves were all killed. After the exchange earlier, my grasp of the demonic star-shattering palm can be considered to have barely reached the initial stage. Emo Qingyun silently thought in his heart and had a clear understanding of the extent of his grasp of the demonic star-shattering palm. After killing the three Dragonfang Thunderwolves, Emo Qingyun's footsteps didn't stop as he continued walking towards the source of the lightning energy. Not long after Emo Qingyun walked, another Dragonfang Thunderwolf appeared in front of him and blocked his path. The aura of this Dragonfang Thunderwolf was even stronger than the three Dragonfang Thunderwolves from before. A Dragonfang Thunderwolf at the second level of the Nine Heavens' profound immortal realm. Sensing the realm of this Dragonfang Thunderwolf, Emo Qingyun's expression trembled as he couldn't help but exclaim in surprise, "I didn't expect that there would be such a powerful Dragonfang Thunderwolf in this dangerous place of Dragon Thunder Mountain." At this moment, he could be considered to have truly understood why this place was called a dangerous place. Those who could enter the Kunlai immortal realm were basically all below the Nine Heavens mystic immortal realm. Naturally, they weren't a match for this Dragonfang Thunderwolf. Even if the people of the Longevity clan came, they would be at the same realm as the Dragonfang Thunderwolf. But if they had to resist the lightning energy while dealing with this Dragonfang Thunderwolf, they wouldn't have any chance of winning. They were different from Emo Qingyun as they could ignore the lightning energy here. Although it's a bit troublesome to deal with, it should be perfect for tempering one's divine ability. After calming down the surprise in his heart, Emo Qingyun revealed a brilliant smile and immediately charged towards the Dragonfang Thunderwolf. A Nine Heavens mystic immortal realm first stage Dragonfang Thunderwolf's physique wasn't strong enough and couldn't withstand his continuous bombardment. Chapter 1768. Demonic Star-Splitting Palm. Arriving in front of the Dragonfang Thunderwolf, Emo Qingyun directly chopped out with his palm, blasting out an imposing palm blade. The attack speed of the palm blade was extremely fast. In the blink of an eye, it hit the Dragonfang Thunderwolf, forcefully pushing it back. Roar! The Dragonfang Thunderwolf was pushed back by Emo Qingyun's palm. It immediately roared, its body blooming with dazzling lightning. When this lightning appeared, it turned into a dim wolf shadow, quickly blasting into Mo Qingyun's sea of consciousness. His sea of consciousness was attacked by the wolf shadow. Mo Qingyun's expression turned solemn, and he quickly circulated his soul force to counterattack. While Mo Qingyun was defending against the wolf shadow's attack, his heart was also shocked. He said in surprise, "This Dragonfang Thunderwolf is so strong. It actually knows how to attack on the soul level. If people of the same cultivation level meet it, it's basically a dead end." Devouring Gate. Calming down the shock in his heart, Mo Qingyun used the Devouring Gate in his sea of consciousness, absorbing and transforming the wolf shadow's power. While transforming the wolf shadow's power in his sea of consciousness, Mo Qingyun didn't wait for death. He started to counterattack the Dragonfang Thunder Wolf. Emperor Seal Kill Spirit Eye. A shocking soul force burst out from Mo Qingyun's left eye, instantly blasting into the Dragonfang Thunderwolf's brain. Receiving Mo Qingyun's soul attack, the Dragonfang Thunderwolf immediately screamed, and its control over the wolf shadow weakened a bit. Destroy. The wolf shadow's power in his sea of consciousness weakened. Mo Qingyun immediately circulated his soul force, and instantly destroyed it. After resolving the Dragonfang Thunderwolf's attack, Mo Qingyun's figure immediately moved, and he charged towards the Dragonfang Thunderwolf. This Dragonfang Thunderwolf was very strong. Wanting to kill it wasn't easy. He had to slowly grind it to death in close combat. Mo Qingyun's figure flashed, and he quickly arrived beside the Dragonfang Thunderwolf, blasting another palm towards it. Facing Mo Qingyun's palm, the Dragonfang Thunderwolf did not dare to hesitate in the slightest, immediately dodging backwards. Just now, it had exchanged blows with Mo Qingyun. It knew that Mo Qingyun's palm strength was very strong, and it would be at a disadvantage if it took the attack head-on. It was just that Mo Qingyun's attack speed was too fast. Even if the Dragonfang Thunderwolf had the intention to dodge, it was still struck by Mo Qingyun's palm. Mo Qingyun's attack did not stop after striking the Dragonfang Thunderwolf with his palm. His right eye exploded with a bright light. When the light burst out, it turned into a ray of light and instantly struck the Dragon-Tooth Lightning Wolf. Chi being bombarded by Mo Qingyun's eye power, a hole was immediately blasted open in the Dragonfang Thunderwolf's body. A ray of light blasted through the Dragonfang Thunderwolf's body. Mo Qingyun's expression shook, revealing a look of surprise as he said, "What a powerful eye divine ability. No wonder it can even penetrate a planet when cultivated to the extreme." Knowing the power of the Heavenly Sun's star-piercing pupil, Mo Qingyun did not use it again. He did not want to kill the Dragonfang Thunderwolf too quickly. This Dragonfang Thunderwolf was a rare sparring partner. If he killed it immediately, it would be too much of a pity. Following that, Mo Qingyun continuously fought with the Dragonfang Thunderwolf, using it to temper his divine ability. The Dragonfang Thunderwolf's body and soul were both powerful. Therefore, when Mo Qingyun attacked, he did not hold back his strength. One after another, powerful divine abilities were used by Mo Qingyun without holding back, crazily bombarding the Dragonfang Thunderwolf. Although the Dragonfang Thunderwolf's body and soul were powerful, it could not withstand Mo Qingyun's cannon-like attacks. 3 days later, under Mo Qingyun's crazy bombardment, the Dragonfang Thunderwolf was finally killed unwillingly. What a pity! If only I could have lasted a few more days. Looking at the Dragonfang Thunderwolf that was killed by him, Mo Qingyun's face revealed a look of regret. He could not help but sigh and said, "With my current cultivation speed, if I could cultivate for another 3 days, the demonic star-splitting palm, Heavenly Sun star-piercing pupil, and Imperial Seal Kill Spirit pupil should all be able to enter the greater mastery level." Mo Qingyun sighed. He did not think too much about it and immediately walked into the danger zone. On the way, Mo Qingyun did not encounter any more Dragonfang Thunderwolves. It was smooth sailing along the way. Mo Qingyun walked for a while, and a silver light screen blocked his path forward. This is the splendid light heaven-gathering lightning array. Looking at the silver light in front of him, Mo Qingyun's heart skipped a beat. He recognized its origin. When Mo Qingyun recognized the array formation, his gaze shifted to the interior of the array formation and landed on a circular stone platform. On the stone platform, there was a silver hammer that flashed with dazzling and eye-catching lightning. What a powerful saint aura! Is this silver hammer a saint weapon? Looking at the silver hammer on the round platform, Mo Qingyun was shocked. His heart could not help but beat faster. He had originally thought that there might be some treasures in the danger zone of the Dragon Thunder Mountain. But he did not expect that there would be a powerful saint weapon in the danger zone of the Dragon Thunder Mountain. This situation was too unexpected for him. After a short moment of surprise, Mo Qingyun did not hesitate and immediately thought of a way to break the array. Although he could use the teleportation gate to enter the splendid light heaven-gathering lightning array, the array's lightning was too strong. However, the lightning power of this array formation was too strong. If he rashly entered, he might attract lightning into his body and be seriously injured by the lightning power. In that case, the gains would not make up for the losses. Moreover, although the splendid light heaven-gathering lightning array was powerful, it was not impossible for Mo Qingyun to break it. Immediately, Mo Qingyun began to study the splendid light heaven-gathering lightning array and thought of a way to break it. The grade of this splendid light heaven-gathering lightning array is probably around the 8th grade. It will take some effort. Mo Qingyun made some deductions and analyzed the splendid light heaven-gathering lightning array. He then began to break the splendid light heaven-gathering lightning array. Because the splendid light heaven-gathering lightning array's grade was very high, it was not easy for Mo Qingyun to break it. Mo Qingyun observed for a while, but he had no clue. He could not help but feel a little troubled. Of course, although it was a little difficult to break the array, Mo Qingyun did not give up. Recently, my understanding of formations has been neglected. This time, I can take the opportunity to review it. After thinking about it, Mo Qingyun continued to study the splendid light heaven-gathering lightning array. As time continued to pass, Mo Qingyun's understanding of the splendid light heaven-gathering lightning array became more and more thorough. After realizing his improvement, Mo Qingyun was delighted. He immersed himself in studying the array even more. In the following time, Mo Qingyun studied the array bit by bit. In the blink of an eye, a month had passed. After a month of studying, Mo Qingyun was 90% sure that he could break the splendid light heaven-gathering lightning array. Not bad. It's time to break the array. After thinking about it, Mo Qingyun did not hesitate and began to break the splendid light heaven-gathering lightning array. As Mo Qingyun's hands formed a series of strange hand seals, they quickly flew out of his hands. These handprints flew out and fell into the splendid light heaven-gathering lightning array, removing the array patterns one by one. Chapter 1769. The process of breaking the formation pattern lasted for a few hours. As the formation pattern was broken, the power of lightning in the formation was also weakening. At this moment, Mo Qingyun's expression turned serious and he quickly formed a hand seal. Break! Mo Qingyun shouted and sent the hand seal into the formation. Suddenly, the splendid heavenly thunder-gathering formation shone brightly and its aura became restless. The formation is going to explode. Mo Qingyun was secretly shocked. He hurriedly retreated to avoid being injured by the explosion of the array formation. With a few flashes, Mo Qingyun was 10,000 meters away and distanced himself from the splendid heavenly thunder-gathering formation. Boom! A loud sound was heard. A violent spiritual energy storm swept out in all directions like a flood. The spiritual energy storm swept out at an extremely fast speed and approached Mo Qingyun in the blink of an eye, engulfing Mo Qingyun. When Mo Qingyun was engulfed, he also released his spiritual energy and formed a protective shield around his body. With Emo Qingyun's full resistance and the distance between them, the spiritual energy storm did not cause any harm to him. Although Emo Qingyun wasn't injured, all the vegetation and rocks in the danger zone were constantly being blasted apart. Bang, 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 a deafening sound was heard. In a short while, the danger zone became a ruin. The mountain collapsed and the gravel piled up. After a while, the storm gradually calmed down and the danger zone regained its peace. Seeing that the danger zone regained its peace, Emo Qingyun no longer hesitated and walked toward the divine weapon hammer. Not long after, Emo Qingyun arrived in front of the Saint Artifact hammer, his expression becoming somewhat excited. Swoosh, swoosh, at this moment, without waiting for Emo Qingyun to make a move, he picked up the divine weapon hammer. Tiger Soul and the God Shooter Bow flashed and suddenly appeared beside him. They quickly flew to the side of the divine weapon hammer. This is the Heavenly Thunder Hammer. I didn't expect it to appear here, Tiger Soul said excitedly as it circled around the Saint Artifact hammer. Its body was surging with happy demonic flames. After hearing Tiger Soul's words, the God Shooter Bow was also very excited. He said in pleasant surprise, "If we are tempered by the clear sky divine lightning hammer, our grade might go up a level. Kid, your luck is not bad." It flew over to Emo Qingyun and flipped about excitedly. It said, "As long as you refine the Haotian God Lightning Hammer, you'll be able to obtain the Haotian crafting method. If you train hard in the future, you'll definitely become a new generation of Saint Craftsmen." A Saint Craftsman? Emo Qingyun was stunned when he heard Tiger Soul's words. He was extremely surprised. He had not expected that the Saint Artifact hammer in front of him was actually a tool for refining weapons. "Kid, whether or not we can increase our grade will depend on your attainments in refining." Speaking of Emo Qingyun's attainments in smithing, the God Shooter Bow excitedly added. Emo Qingyun did not answer. He raised his hand to pick up the clear sky divine lightning hammer and carefully observed it in his hand. The clear sky divine lightning hammer was indeed a saint artifact. The moment Emo Qingyun held it in his hand, he felt a terrifying saint aura. If not for the fact that Emo Qingyun's physical strength had reached a level comparable to a saint artifact, he would probably have been injured by the saint aura. Although the clear sky divine lightning hammer is a tool for refining weapons, its offensive power is not weaker than other saint artifacts. After looking at the clear sky divine lightning hammer, Emo Qingyun immediately had a clear understanding of its power. After knowing the clear sky divine lightning hammer's situation, Emo Qingyun did not want to waste any more time and prepared to refine it. A pure immortal spiritual energy shot out from Emo Qingyun's palm and slowly seeped into the clear sky divine lightning hammer. When the immortal spiritual energy seeped into the clear sky divine lightning hammer, it was immediately attacked by a thunderous force, showing a resistance to Emo Qingyun. It is indeed a saint artifact. It actually has its own consciousness. Seeing the clear sky divine lightning hammer's reaction, Emo Qingyun did not feel distressed. Instead, he was pleasantly surprised. The clear sky divine lightning hammer had its own consciousness. This meant that its power would be stronger and more convenient to use. After a short moment of surprise, Emo Qingyun did not think too much about it and prepared to continue refining the clear sky divine lightning hammer. Although the clear sky divine lightning hammer had its own consciousness, it was far inferior to the Tiger Soul and the God Shooter Bow. Therefore, it was not difficult to refine it. A strong soul power shot out from Emo Qingyun's hand and invaded the clear sky divine lightning hammer domineeringly. When the soul power entered the clear sky divine lightning hammer, it sensed a weak spirit soul hiding in the clear sky divine lightning hammer and shivering. If he was not wrong, this weak spirit soul should be the weapon spirit of the clear sky divine lightning hammer. Under the suppression of Emo Qingyun's soul power, the weapon spirit of the clear sky divine lightning hammer did not dare to resist and allowed Emo Qingyun to refine it. Although the weapon spirit of the clear sky divine lightning hammer did not dare to resist, it was still a saint artifact after all. It was still very difficult to refine it. After about a day, Mo Qingyun had refined 10% of the clear sky divine lightning hammer and had some connection with it. When Mo Qingyun had a connection with the clear sky divine lightning hammer, a huge amount of information suddenly rushed into his mind. This huge amount of information was the incantation of the clear sky crafting technique. Of course, other than the incantation of the clear sky crafting technique, there were also some insights on crafting. After about 15 minutes, the amount of information in Mo Qingyun's mind stopped increasing. That's all. Realizing that the amount of information in his mind had stopped increasing, Mo Qingyun's heart skipped a beat and he could not help but have some doubts. Strange, why is there only a small part of the incantation of the clear sky crafting technique? Is it not a complete set? Could it be that refining a part of the clear sky divine lightning hammer can only give me a part of the clear sky crafting technique? When this guess came to Mo Qingyun's mind, he did not hesitate and immediately went to verify it. Immediately, Mo Qingyun immersed himself in refining again and continued to refine the clear sky divine lightning hammer. About an hour later, under Mo Qingyun's full refining, 20% of the clear sky divine lightning hammer was refined by him and the connection with him became stronger. At this moment, another massive amount of information entered Mo Qingyun's spiritual sea in a domineering manner. When Mo Qingyun discovered this, he was shocked. His guess was confirmed. Sure enough, I only refined a part of the Haotian godly thunder hammer, and I can only get a part of the Haotian crafting technique. After this discovery, Mo Qingyun did not think too much and immersed himself in the clear sky divine lightning hammer. Time passed little by little. The clear sky divine lightning hammer was refined little by little and the clear sky crafting technique was also transferred little by little. In this way, more than 10 days passed in the blink of an eye. After more than 10 days of continuous refining, Mo Qingyun finally refined the clear sky divine lightning hammer. As Mo Qingyun refined the clear sky divine lightning hammer, he stood up and looked outside the dangerous place. He said, "Since I have the clear sky divine lightning hammer, I should leave this dangerous place." Chapter 1770. Outside Dragon Thunder Mountain. A group of luxuriously dressed youths slowly walked over with arrogant expressions on their faces. When they arrived, the crowd outside Dragon Thunder Mountain was immediately enveloped by a holy aura. Feeling the suppression of the holy aura, the crowd outside the Dragon Thunder Mountain turned pale. They looked at the group of people warily. These people were all geniuses of the holy aura tribe. After knowing the group's identity, the crowd retreated and made way for them. The Holy Aura tribe was ranked second on the 10,000 Archean tribes board. They couldn't afford to offend them. In order to avoid unnecessary trouble, it was better for them to stay far away. "Brother Lu Tsueqiong, you're here." Seeing that their own people had arrived, the younger generation of the Holy Aura tribe walked over in surprise. Looking at her clansmen walking towards her, Lu Tsueqiong nodded indifferently. Looking at the entrance of Dragon Thunder Mountain, she said, "The lightning power in this dangerous place is indeed much weaker than before. If we are careful, we should be able to enter and explore." Looking at the entrance of Dragon Thunder Mountain, Lu Tsueqiong slowly walked forward. He planned to explore the Dragon Thunder Mountain. Just as Lu Tsueqiong was about to enter the Dragon Thunder Mountain, a figure appeared in front of him. Someone was coming out of the Dragon Thunder Mountain. Seeing the figure in the Dragon Thunder Mountain, Lu Tsueqiong wasn't the only one who was shocked. The others were also shocked. They didn't expect that someone would be able to come out alive after entering the Dragon Thunder Mountain. As the figure came closer, the crowd became more and more nervous. They were very curious about the person in front of them. After a while, the figure in the Dragon Thunder Mountain arrived in front of them. "It's him." Seeing the person coming out of the Dragon Thunder Mountain, Lu Tsueqiong was shocked. He recognized the person. Seeing Lu Tsueqiong's reaction, the Holy Aura tribe members were all curious. From Lu Tsueqiong's reaction, he seemed to be very familiar with the person who came out of the Dragon Thunder Mountain. Brother Lu Tsueqiong, you know this person? The people around Lu Tsueqiong were all curious and quickly asked him. Hearing his brother's question, Lu Tsueqiong's face turned cold. He looked ahead and said, "You should have an impression of this person. He is the youngest genius of the Heavenly Soul Demon tribe, Mo Qingyun." Mo Qingyun. He is Mo Qingyun. So he is the person who the tribe leader ordered to eliminate. When they found out about Mo Qingyun's identity, the faces of the Sacred Might tribe's people turned gloomy. The Aura tribe Heavenly Soul Demon tribe was Heavenly Demon tribe. Now that a genius like Mo Qingyun had appeared among the Sky Soul Demons, it was not a good thing for the Sacred Might clan. If Mo Qingyun was allowed to continue growing, he would become a nightmare for the Sacred Might tribe. He's just a kid at the Golden Immortal stage of the Zenith Heaven stage. Looks like the rumors can't be trusted. In my opinion, the Heavenly Soul Demon tribe must have fabricated this lad. They are just bluffing. That's right. Under the suppression of our tribe, the Heavenly Soul Demon tribe has no successor. How could there be a genius? After discovering Mo Qingyun's cultivation, the Aura tribe members looked at him with disdain. Seeing everyone's reaction, Lu Tsueqiong's expression became serious. Everyone, don't let your guard down. This little brat can enter the dangerous area of the Dragon Thunder Mountain. How can he be an ordinary person? We cannot underestimate him. Hearing Lu Tsueqiong's words, the Aura tribe members' faces turned grave. Lu Tsueqiong was right. If Mo Qingyun wasn't capable, how could he have come out of the Dragon Thunder Mountain alive? Mo Qingyun didn't care about the reaction of the Aura tribe members. He glanced at the crowd and prepared to leave. He had come here to train his mystique. He didn't have time to waste here. After he finished training his mystique, he would look for Qian Linglong if the situation permitted. Lad, stop right there. After knowing Mo Qingyun's identity, the Aura tribe members naturally wouldn't let Mo Qingyun leave. This lad would be a great enemy of their tribe in the future. How could they let him off so easily? What's the matter? Mo Qingyun stopped in his tracks and turned around to look at those people. He was displeased. After glancing at Lu Tsueqiong and the rest, Mo Qingyun felt a surge of sage aura. He couldn't help but frown and exclaim, "Sage aura. These guys are from the Aura tribe." After knowing the identity of the other party, Mo Qingyun raised his guard. He had heard about the feud between the Aura tribe and the Heavenly Soul Demon tribe. Now that the Aura tribe members were looking for trouble with him, it wouldn't be so simple. Of course, although Mo Qingyun was surprised, he had nothing to be afraid of. These guys were only at the Grand Unity Mystic Immortal realm. It wouldn't be too difficult to deal with them. I heard that a peerless genius, Mo Qingyun, has appeared in the Heavenly Soul Demon tribe recently. I believe that person must be you. Under Mo Qingyun's questioning, a Tao Nourishing Sacred Tribe member walked towards Mo Qingyun with a cold smile. I am just a nobody in the Aura tribe. Now I would like to spar with you. Do you dare to fight with me? Lu Tsueqiong's expression turned serious when she saw this person's actions. She quickly reminded him in a low voice, "Jing Xian, this lad is not simple. You can't be careless. Brother Radiant Jade, don't worry. He is just a Firefly stage lad." Jing Xian didn't think much of Mo Qingyun. He didn't think that Mo Qingyun could do anything to him. Presumably, in his opinion, with such a large gap between their cultivation levels, it would be easy for him to deal with Mo Qingyun. Jing Xian replied to Lu Tsueqiong. He looked at Mo Qingyun again and raised his head. "Mo Qingyun, don't say that I am bullying you because of my cultivation level. As long as you can lend me a move, we will not make things difficult for you today. Can your words represent them?" Mo Qingyun glanced at Lu Tsueqiong and the others. Also, if I make a move, I will kill. I hope that you will consider it carefully. When he heard Emo Qingyun's words, Jing Xian couldn't help but laugh. He was even more disdainful of Emo Qingyun. Emo Qingyun, I, Jing Xian, am not someone who can be scared. You are not qualified to threaten me with words. Emo Qingyun's expression darkened. A murderous intent grew in his heart. He planned to slaughter Jing Xian and the others. Jing Xian was unmoved by Emo Qingyun's murderous intent. His expression gradually turned cold. Emo Qingyun, since that is the case, let me see how capable you are. How can you kill as soon as you make a move? Chapter 1771. Since you insist on courting death, I can only grant you your wish. Seeing Jing Xian rushing towards him, Emo Qingyun's eyes turned cold and his body emitted a murderous aura. He said coldly, I've just cultivated a few divine powers and was worried that I couldn't find someone to test them on. I'll use you to test them. Holy Demon Star-Shattering Fist. Facing Jing Xian's attack, Emo Qingyun took a step forward and punched forward. A violent black immortal spiritual power, like a demon, quickly surrounded Emo Qingyun's upper body. Soon, this immortal spiritual power turned into a demonic shadow and punched at Jing Xian with its fist. So strong. Looking at the demonic shadow's earth-shattering power, Jing Xian's face instantly changed and revealed a frightened expression. He didn't expect that a golden immortal of the great all-embracing heaven could display such a powerful divine ability. Jing Xian, be careful. Seeing the power of Emo Qingyun's divine ability, Lu Tsueqiong, who was not far away, panicked and warned Jing Xian loudly. When Lu Tsueqiong warned Jing Xian, he didn't dare to hesitate and immediately rushed towards Jing Xian. As the saying goes, once an expert makes a move, one will know whether or not he's an expert. Seeing Emo Qingyun's move, he immediately knew that Jing Xian was no match for Emo Qingyun. It could even be said that Jing Xian was no match for Emo Qingyun's move. Just as Lu Tsueqiong was about to lend a hand, the gigantic black shadow had already arrived before Jing Xian. Seeing this scene, Emo Qingyun's lips curled up slightly and a playful smile appeared. He said, Too slow, it's too late. Bang! As Emo Qingyun's words fell, the black shadow's fist had already arrived in front of Jing Xian. Facing the attack of the black shadow, Jing Xian didn't dare to be careless and immediately blocked it. Holy Light Protection. Jing Xian clenched his fists and leaned forward slightly, making a move like an iron wall blocking the river. A terrifying holy aura burst out with a dazzling light and instantly shrouded Jing Xian. Boom! The black shadow's fist slammed into the silver light screen, causing a loud explosion. However, the silver light screen didn't last for long. It started to dissipate bit by bit as it was blasted apart by the black figure's fist. After destroying the silver light screen with one punch, the black shadow did not slow down and continued to attack Jing Xian. Bang! Another sound was heard. Following the sound, the crowd saw Jing Xian's body fly out like a cannonball. Jing Xian's body turned into a stream of light and fell into the ground in the blink of an eye, setting off a large cloud of dust. Clan Brother Jing Xian! Clan Brother Jing Xian! Seeing Jing Xian's miserable state, Lu Tsueqiong and the others were shocked and hurriedly flew towards him. Soon, Lu Tsueqiong and the others arrived beside Jing Xian and pulled him out from the rubble. Jing Xian's hair was disheveled and his clothes were tattered. Bright red blood continuously flowed out from the obvious wounds on his body, making him look somewhat ferocious. Brother Jing Xian, how are you? Seeing Jing Xian's appearance, Lu Tsueqiong's face was filled with anxiety, and she immediately asked Jing Xian. Hearing Lu Tsueqiong's question, Jing Xian smiled faintly and waved his hand, saying, I'm fine. This kid's divine ability didn't have any strength. Before Jing Xian could finish speaking, he spat out a mouthful of blood, and his face turned pale. Then, Jing Xian's eyes widened, and he looked at Emo Qingyun in disbelief, saying in shock, You, before Jing Xian could finish his sentence, cracks began to appear on his body. It felt as if someone had split him open from the inside. Bright red blood flowed out from the wounds, and it immediately dyed Jing Xian's clothes red. Clan brother Jing Xian, you, seeing Jing Xian in such a state, Lu Tsueqiong and the others were shocked. They were quite frightened by the situation. They didn't expect that Jing Xian would end up like this after taking a hit from Mo Qingyun. This situation was simply too unexpected for them. While Lu Tsueqiong and the others were still in shock, Jing Xian's body began to split into pieces, and in the blink of an eye, he became a pile of minced meat. Seeing this scene, Lu Tsueqiong and the others all retreated, their faces filled with fear. It was too terrifying. This divine ability of Mo Qingyun's was seriously too terrifying. When Mo Qingyun's punch was thrown, it didn't seem very powerful, but the result was so terrifying. Kid, I'll remember today's grudge. One day, I'll definitely grind your bones to dust. Under Mo Qingyun's punch, Jing Xian's physical body was smashed into pieces, and Jing Xian's soul escaped. Looking at Jing Xian's soul, Mo Qingyun's lips curled up slightly, and he sneered, "Do you think that since I've made my move, you still have a chance to live?" Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Jing Xian's soul trembled, and he instinctively felt some fear. Seeing the reaction of Jing Xian's soul, Mo Qingyun's lips curled into a faint smile, and he said coldly, "I've already said that if I make a move, I'll kill. You'd better obediently accept your death." Emperor Seal Killing Spirit Eye. Mo Qingyun's left eye flashed, and a powerful soul force blasted out, turning into a strange seal. When the seal formed, it turned into a stream of light, and in the blink of an eye, it blasted Jing Xian's soul. "Brother Lu Tsueqiong, save me!" Being blasted by Mo Qingyun's soul, Jing Xian's face was filled with fear, and he hurriedly begged Lu Tsueqiong. Hearing Jing Xian's pleas, Lu Tsueqiong's expression trembled, and she hurriedly moved to save Jing Xian. Sacred Might Heavenly Soul Finger. Lu Tsueqiong quickly formed a hand seal, and pointed a finger at Jing Xian's soul, preparing to dissolve Mo Qingyun's attack. The two strange seals collided, and a silent battle took place, constantly exhausting each other. Seeing Lu Tsueqiong's action, Mo Qingyun's face darkened and he said coldly, "Since you want to meddle in other people's business, I'll kill you as well." Mo Qingyun wouldn't be lenient with these people from the Sacred Might tribe. From their conversation just now, he had already received news that the Sacred Might tribe had begun to hunt him down. Since that was the case, why should he be courteous with them? Heavenly Sun star-piercing eyes. Mo Qingyun's right eye flashed, and a stream of light blasted out, blasting towards Lu Tsueqiong. The attack speed of the light was extremely fast, and because it was too sudden, Lu Tsueqiong was caught off guard. So fast. However, Lu Tsueqiong was an expert in the Dao Qing stage, and her reaction speed wasn't ordinary. As soon as she sensed danger, she panicked, and narrowly avoided her vital parts. Crack! Even so, a hole was still blasted in Lu Tsueqiong's head. Blood flowed out from the wound, dyeing Lu Tsueqiong's face red, making her look like a ghost. After being hit by Mo Qingyun's attack, Lu Tsueqiong's expression trembled, and she was extremely terrified of Mo Qingyun. Under Lu Tsueqiong's panic, she gave up on saving Jing Xian, and immediately circulated her spiritual energy to heal her wound. When Lu Tsueqiong stopped attacking, Jing Xian immediately let out a blood-curdling scream. He was killed by Mo Qingyun's attack. Chapter 1772. He was merely a golden celestial of the great all-embracing heaven, but he was able to kill one of the two grand Unity Xian immortals. This kind of ability was really too terrifying. As for the other person, although he managed to keep his life, he was also very lucky. Such a scene, if one did not see it with their own eyes, would be hard to believe. After Mo Qingyun killed Jing Xian, he looked at Lu Tsueqiong. His face gradually turned cold as he said, "I know that I have no enmity with you, but you want to kill me. You can't blame me for this." As soon as Mo Qingyun finished speaking, he took out a pair of dragon horns and activated them with his immortal spiritual power. Soon, the 2 dragon horns flashed with lightning and turned into 2 huge lightning wings. When the lightning wings were formed, they flew to Mo Qingyun's back and increased Mo Qingyun's movement speed. Mo Qingyun's figure flashed. In the blink of an eye, he was in front of Lu Tsueqiong and blasted out a palm. Demonic star-splitting palm. Terrifying black immortal spiritual power gathered on Mo Qingyun's body and surrounded him like armor. As the black immortal spiritual power revolved around Mo Qingyun, an imposing palm shadow blasted out from Mo Qingyun's palm. In the face of Mo Qingyun's palm, Lu Tsueqiong's expression changed. She looked at Mo Qingyun in shock and exclaimed, "How can every one of this kid's superpowers be so powerful? All of them are above the ancestral level." Mo Qingyun's current performance had completely broken Lu Tsueqiong's understanding. It was something she had never dared to imagine. As far as she knew, with Mo Qingyun's cultivation, to be able to master an ancestral-level superpower was already a heaven-defying matter. Not to mention Mo Qingyun's cultivation, even with his Dao Qing stage cultivation, being able to master an ancestral-level superpower was already amazing. On the other hand, Mo Qingyun had actually mastered several ancestral-level superpowers. This was a little too frightening. Holy Shadow Divine Shield. Facing Mo Qingyun's palm, Lu Tsueqiong didn't dare to be careless. She immediately used a sacred art to block it. Soon, a silver-white light shield appeared in front of Lu Tsueqiong. Bang! Mo Qingyun's palm slammed into the shield of light. Suddenly, there was a loud explosion and a dazzling light screen appeared. When this light screen appeared, it was like a scorching sun in the starry sky. It was so dazzling that others could not open their eyes. At the same time, an oppressive spiritual energy storm erupted with Mo Qingyun at its center. Seeing the appearance of the spiritual energy storm, the surrounding people were shocked and quickly retreated. In just a short moment, with Mo Qingyun as the center, the area within a radius of 100 miles became a vacuum. Crack, crack, crack. Under Mo Qingyun's punch, Lu Tsueqiong's light shield quickly cracked. Seeing that her sacred art couldn't block Mo Qingyun's palm, Lu Tsueqiong immediately panicked and said in shock, Holy aura. He has holy aura on him. Could it be that he has a sacred artifact?" This discovery frightened Lu Tsueqiong. Sacred artifacts were extremely rare treasures. Even a 9 Heavens Xian immortal expert would find it difficult to have a sacred artifact. Mo Qingyun was only a golden celestial of the great all-embracing heaven, but he had a sacred artifact in his hand. This was really enviable. However, before Lu Tsueqiong could recover from the shock in her heart, her expression became even more interesting. She found that the holy aura emitted from Mo Qingyun's body was coming from Mo Qingyun's body. Holy, sacred body. Lu Tsueqiong's eyes widened. Her face kept twitching and her mind became blank. His physical strength has reached the level of a sacred artifact. How did he do it? How monstrous is this guy's talent? Once one's physical strength reached the sacred level, if one went through the 9 heavenly tribulations, it would become like a real sacred artifact. A physical body that was equivalent to a sacred artifact. Just thinking about it made one's heart tremble. Mo Qingyun destroyed the light shield with one palm. His attack didn't stop at all and continued to blast toward Lu Tsueqiong. Bang! In a panic, Lu Tsueqiong didn't even have time to react to Mo Qingyun's palm. After being hit by Mo Qingyun's palm, Lu Tsueqiong immediately flew backward and her face turned pale. Crack! While Lu Tsueqiong was flying backwards, the sound of bones cracking could be heard from his body. From the looks of it, Mo Qingyun's palm strike had already damaged his internal organs. Fortunately, she was strong enough. Otherwise, Mo Qingyun's powerful palm strike would be sufficient to smash him to pieces. Bang! Lu Tsueqiong's body flew backward for a moment and landed heavily on the ground, creating a huge pit. Seeing Lu Tsueqiong in this state, the people of the Sacred Might tribe immediately flew toward her. Soon, Lu Tsueqiong was helped up by the crowd. Her face was pale as she looked at Emo Qingyun in horror and said, "Retreat, let's retreat. This guy is too strong. He's not someone we can deal with. We have to spread the news to the tribe." Yes. Hearing Lu Tsueqiong's words, the crowd immediately responded. They looked at Emo Qingyun with even more fear. They never thought that a golden celestial of the great all-embracing heaven would be so terrifying. Immediately, Lu Tsueqiong and the rest didn't hesitate and immediately retreated out of the dangerous area of Dragon Thunder Mountain. Seeing that Lu Tsueqiong and the rest wanted to escape, Emo Qingyun's face turned cold and a murderous aura exploded from his body. "I haven't finished practicing my superpower. Are you in such a hurry to leave?" After Emo Qingyun finished speaking, he didn't hesitate and immediately chased after Lu Tsueqiong and the rest. Since he had already made his move, how could he let Lu Tsueqiong and the rest leave? Emo Qingyun's figure flashed and turned into a silver ray of light. In the blink of an eye, he caught up with Lu Tsueqiong and the rest. When he arrived in front of Lu Tsueqiong and the rest, Emo Qingyun didn't waste any time talking to them and immediately started killing them. "Brat, don't go too far. If you dare to touch us, the Sacred Might tribe won't let you off." Seeing that their path was blocked, a young man beside Lu Tsueqiong threatened Emo Qingyun with a gloomy face. Hearing the young man's words, Emo Qingyun curled his lips and said with contempt, "So what if I go too far? Do you think the Sacred Might tribe will let me off if I don't kill you?" Under Emo Qingyun's questioning, Lu Tsueqiong and the rest were speechless and didn't know how to refute. Emo Qingyun's words weren't false. With the talent that Emo Qingyun had displayed, the Sacred Might tribe wouldn't let him off. In that case, whether Emo Qingyun killed them or not didn't seem to make any difference. "If I, Emo Qingyun, want to kill, even the heavens won't be able to. The Sacred Might tribe isn't enough to scare me." Looking at the silent Lu Tsueqiong and the rest, Emo Qingyun's face turned colder. He didn't want to waste any more words with them. "Since you have nothing to say, I'll send you on your way." Chapter 1773. Dual Dragon Wings. Emo Qingyun's figure turned into a silver light and disappeared in a flash. When Emo Qingyun's figure reappeared, he was already in front of Lu Tsueqiong and the others, blocking their path. Demonic Star Splitting Palm. Blocking Lu Tsueqiong and the others' path, Emo Qingyun did not waste time talking nonsense with them and directly blasted a palm towards them. When Emo Qingyun's palm blasted out, a terrifying immortal spiritual energy immediately condensed on his palm. The black immortal spiritual energy turned into a huge palm shadow and crushed towards Lu Tsueqiong and the others. Facing Emo Qingyun's palm, Lu Tsueqiong and the others' expressions changed greatly and they hurriedly blocked the huge black palm. Suddenly, a terrifying holy aura was released from Lu Tsueqiong and the others. When the holy aura erupted, it quickly gathered together and formed a huge silver shield. Boom! The huge black palm blasted on the silver shield and immediately produced a loud sound, creating a terrifying spiritual energy storm. The spiritual energy storm formed and violently swept out in all directions, engulfing Emo Qingyun, Lu Tsueqiong and the others. Under the erosion of the spiritual energy storm, Lu Tsueqiong and the others trembled and their faces turned red. Some of them even had blood flowing out from the corners of their mouth. It was clear that the fight with Emo Qingyun this time had caused them to suffer heavy injuries. On the other hand, Emo Qingyun on the opposite side, under the impact of the spiritual energy storm, had a calm expression on his face. Not only that, when the spiritual energy storm approached Emo Qingyun, it dissipated outside of Emo Qingyun's body. That's holy aura protection. This kid actually also has holy aura, and it's even stronger than ours. No, this can't be true. How can there be someone stronger than us? His physical strength has already reached the level of a sacred artifact. That's how his holy aura came about. Seeing Emo Qingyun's performance, Lu Tsueqiong and the others trembled and felt a chill. At this moment, they finally understood how terrifying Emo Qingyun's talent was. Previously, their disdain for Emo Qingyun was too self-righteous. Heavenly Sun star-piercing pupils. Emo Qingyun's attack did not stop after seeing his palm strike being put down. He continued to attack Lu Tsueqiong and the others. Emo Qingyun's right eye flashed with a sharp light. Then, a threatening gaze shot out from his right eye. Pucci. The attack speed of the eye force was extremely fast. In the blink of an eye, it had struck a person and blasted his head apart. When this person's head exploded, his sea of consciousness also exploded. Even his soul didn't have time to escape. He saw his fellow tribesmen being killed by Emo Qingyun's gaze. Lu Tsueqiong and the others trembled and their faces turned even paler. At this moment they could practically foresee the fate that would befall them. No wonder the patriarch would pay such a high price to ask the Longevity tribe to kill him here. After learning about Emo Qingyun's strength, Lu Tsueqiong finally understood the threat that Emo Qingyun posed to their tribe. With Emo Qingyun's monstrous talent, it would be worth any price to kill him in the cradle. After killing one person with one strike, Emo Qingyun's attack did not stop. He immediately rushed towards Lu Tsueqiong and the others. Seeing Emo Qingyun rushing towards them, Lu Tsueqiong and the others panicked and thought of retreating. They knew very well that if they continued to fight Emo Qingyun, they would only be killed by Emo Qingyun one by one. As Lu Tsueqiong and the others were distracted, their ability to defend themselves weakened. Crack, crack, crack. While Lu Tsueqiong and the others were distracted, the holy aura shield they controlled immediately weakened. Soon, under the bombardment of the giant black palm, the holy aura shield shattered bit by bit. Bang! As the holy aura shield shattered, Lu Tsueqiong and the others, who were connected to it, were immediately injured. Following that, Lu Tsueqiong and the others were injured mentally. They were all sent flying by the backlash. When Lu Tsueqiong and the others were sent flying, they did not dare to hesitate and immediately fled in different directions. Seeing Lu Tsueqiong and the others' actions, Emo Qingyun's figure flashed and chased after some of them. In a short while, some of the Holy Aura tribe members who could not escape in time were killed by Emo Qingyun's palm. A few of them actually escaped. Seeing Lu Tsueqiong and the others running away, Emo Qingyun frowned and faintly showed his dissatisfaction. This was not the result he wanted. Although Emo Qingyun was dissatisfied with this result, he did not care too much. Soon, he felt relieved. To him, Lu Tsueqiong and the others were just small fries. Killing them would not affect the overall situation. Since those fellows have left, I should also leave this place. Emo Qingyun muttered to himself. His footsteps did not stop as he left Dragon Thunder Mountain. After Emo Qingyun left for a while, the surrounding onlookers slowly regained their senses. With just the strength of a Daluo Golden Celestial, he was able to suppress so many Grand Unity Xian immortal experts. This person is too terrifying. Of course he's terrifying. He's the most talented and terrifying person in the Heavenly Soul Demon tribe in the past 10 million years. If he doesn't die midway, he will definitely lead the Heavenly Soul Demon tribe to rise again. It seems like the 10,000 Archean tribes board is going to be reshuffled. Thinking back to Emo Qingyun's performance, the crowd could not help but sigh. They were looking forward to Emo Qingyun's future. Emo Qingyun had no idea what these people were thinking. He was now leaving a trail of dust behind him. Not long after Emo Qingyun left Dragon Thunder Mountain, a young man in silver robes arrived at the perilous area of Dragon Thunder Mountain. When the silver-robed man arrived, a terrifying aura was emitted from his body. So powerful. He's a second-level 9 Heavens Xian immortal. He's from the Longevity tribe. Under the pressure of the silver-robed man's aura, The surrounding people's expressions changed as they recognized his identity. Other than the Longevity tribe, there were no other 9 Heaven Xian immortals who had entered the Kunlai immortal realm. At this moment, if Mo Qingyun was here, he would definitely recognize the silver-robed man. That's right, the silver-robed man who had suddenly arrived was the person in the Dragon-Tooth Lightning Stone Mine. The silver-robed man sized up the perilous area and was shocked. He said in shock, "The lightning energy in the perilous area of Dragon Thunder Mountain has all disappeared. Could it be that the treasure inside has been taken away?" When the silver-robed man thought of this, his face darkened. He shouted angrily, "How dare you! How dare you touch the things that I, Xing Qinghan, have set his eyes on? No matter who you are, since you dare to take my things, I'll make you regret being born in this world." Xing Qinghan shouted coldly. He turned his head and looked around. He raised his hand and grabbed a person. He asked, "Tell me immediately. Who entered the perilous area? Say. Senior, please don't be angry. I'll tell you now." When Xing Qinghan grabbed him, the person was terrified. He said in a panic, "Not long ago, a genius of the heavenly soul demon race entered the perilous area and came out unscathed." Chapter 1774. When this person was narrating, in order to make Xing Qinghan believe him more, he even condensed Mo Qingyun's image. The scene played in the image was the scene of Mo Qingyun walking out of the danger zone. "So it's him." Looking at Mo Qingyun, who was in the image, Xing Qinghan was surprised. He was very surprised by this situation. He would never have thought that the person who took the treasure from the danger zone was actually Mo Qingyun, who he had met some time ago. In his impression, Mo Qingyun was only a golden celestial of the great all-embracing heaven. He shouldn't have such ability. Fortunately, Qinghan pondered for a moment, and his expression changed slightly. He said to himself, "A mere almighty celestial of the great all-embracing heaven could enter a dangerous place and take away the treasures inside. This kid is not simple. If I'm not wrong, that kid should have a protective sacred artifact on him." Xing Qinghan thought for a moment, and the smile on his face became wider. He said with a smile, "If that's the case, I, Xing Qinghan, will also take the sacred artifact in your hand." Xing Qinghan thought like this, and he didn't continue to stay. He immediately got up and left Dragon Thunder Mountain. Mo Qingyun knew nothing about Xing Qinghan's pursuit. He didn't know that he was being targeted. Mo Qingyun flew at an extremely fast speed. It didn't take long for him to leave Dragon Thunder Mountain. Mo Qingyun flew for a moment, then he summoned Man Yen and let her continue to lead the way. "Little junior brother, you came out of the danger zone?" Coming to Mo Qingyun's side, Man Yen showed a curious expression and quickly asked Mo Qingyun. She still found it hard to believe that Mo Qingyun came out of the danger zone. "Yes." Mo Qingyun nodded. He looked around and said, "Senior sister, where are you going next? You lead the way." Under Mo Qingyun's inquiry, Man Yan's face revealed an expression of contemplation. Her brows furrowed slightly. Man Yan pondered for a moment, then revealed a sweet smile and said, 10,000 miles northwest of Dragon Thunder Mountain, there is a barren desert. Inside there is Zhen Shi's refining material, Kunlai gold sand. Come with me." "Alright." Mo Qingyun nodded and agreed to Man Yan's request. Since he said that he would accompany Man Yan to search for the materials for refining, he naturally had to keep his word. More importantly, the places that Man Yan mentioned all had the existence of powerful demonic beasts. He could use them to temper his divine ability. Otherwise, it would be very difficult for him to find a demonic beast to train his divine ability. The Xixian Desert is in this direction. Let's go together. Man Yan identified the direction. She led the way in front, heading towards the Xixian Desert with Mo Qingyun. Man Yan was clearly very familiar with the location of the Xixian Desert. She was very familiar with the way. Several hours later. Under Man Yan's lead, an endless barren desert appeared before the eyes of Emo Qingyun and Man Yan. As Emo Qingyun stood in front of this desert, an intense barren aura came crashing down on him. Under the erosion of this barren aura, Emo Qingyun discovered that the surface of his skin was starting to age bit by bit. Seeing this scene, Emo Qingyun was immediately shocked. His expression became serious. It seemed that this desert was not simple. It could not be underestimated in the slightest. Compared to the aging of Emo Qingyun's skin, the aging of Man Yan's skin was more obvious. It had obviously become much drier. Seeing this situation, Emo Qingyun frowned slightly and considered how to resolve this situation. "Little junior brother, let's go in." While Emo Qingyun was pondering, Man Yan revealed an anxious expression. She turned her head and smiled at Emo Qingyun. Hearing Man Yan's words, Emo Qingyun's expression turned solemn. He hurriedly shouted at Man Yan, "Senior sister, wait a moment. The desolate power in this Xixian desert is too strong. It will devour the vitality of others' skin. Let me refine a cauldron of ethereal jade dew immortal pills before we enter the Xixian desert." "Little junior brother, you know how to refine pills?" Hearing Emo Qingyun's words, Man Yan's beautiful eyes widened. She found it hard to believe. She really did not expect that her astonishingly talented little junior brother actually had such ability. Hearing Emo Qingyun's words, Man Yan's face revealed a happy expression. She asked, "Little junior brother, what are the effects of this ethereal jade dew immortal pill that you mentioned?" "The ethereal jade dew immortal pill is not a powerful pill. It only increases the body's vitality and recovery." In response to Man Yan's question, Emo Qingyun simply explained some of the effects of the ethereal jade dew immortal pill. Hearing Emo Qingyun's explanation, Man Yan's face revealed an expression of understanding. The smile on her face deepened. She said, "Every time I enter the Xixian desert, my skin will age. It will take many days for it to recover. This time, I finally don't have to worry about it." The more Man Yan spoke, the more excited she became. The gaze she used to look at Emo Qingyun also became increasingly gentle. She smiled and said, "Little junior brother, it's great to have you by my side. I don't have to worry about anything anymore." "Haha." Emo Qingyun smiled faintly. He nodded at Man Yan and said, "Let's go. Let's find a quiet place so that I can refine the ethereal jade dew immortal pill in peace." "All right." Man Yan nodded and left with Emo Qingyun. Not long after, the two of them found a secluded ancient castle and sat down in the courtyard of the ancient castle. Emo Qingyun sat down in the courtyard. He took out the 9-crane homing cauldron and placed one pill refinement material after another at the side. After a short while, when everything was ready, Emo Qingyun started refining the medicinal pill. Emo Qingyun raised his arm and pointed at one pill refinement material after another, sending them into the pill cauldron. Following that, these pill refinement materials flew into the pill cauldron one after another like little fish. Looking at Emo Qingyun's pill refinement technique, Man Yan's pretty face was immediately shocked. She exclaimed, "Little junior brother, I didn't expect that your pill refinement level is actually so brilliant." Although Man Yan did not know pill refinement, she had seen quite a number of alchemists before and still had some understanding of pill refinement. Judging from Emo Qingyun's pill refinement technique, his level in pill refinement was absolutely not what ordinary alchemy masters could compare to. Towards Man Yan's excited words, Emo Qingyun did not say much and immersed himself in pill refinement. Seeing Emo Qingyun wholeheartedly refining pills, Man Yan did not disturb Emo Qingyun and silently guarded Emo Qingyun at the side. Time passed by bit. Under Emo Qingyun's refinement, one pill refinement material after another was purified and fused by him. After an unknown amount of time, a rich pill fragrance wafted out from the pill cauldron. At the same time, a strange scene appeared in the sky above Emo Qingyun and Man Yan. Pill image. Seeing such a scene, Man Yan's pretty face was slightly shocked. The gaze she used to look at Emo Qingyun was even more shocked. She had seen quite a number of alchemists, but there were very few who could trigger pill image so easily like Emo Qingyun. While Man Yan was shocked, Emo Qingyun raised his hand and waved, opening the 9-crane homing cauldron. Once the 9-crane homing cauldron was opened, the few sky blue pills inside flew into Emo Qingyun's hand. Chapter 1775. Perfect grade. Not bad. Looking at the ethereal Jade Dew immortal elixir in his hand, Emo Qingyun nodded his head in satisfaction and handed the elixir to Man Yan. The ethereal Jade Dew immortal elixir was a special elixir. The frequency of its use was not high, so a perfect grade was enough. Thank you, junior brother. Looking at the elixir that Emo Qingyun handed over, Man Yan smiled sweetly and happily received the elixir. With these ethereal Jade Dew immortal elixirs, she did not have to worry about being eroded by the desolate force when she entered the Xixian desert. Senior sister, let's go. After handing the ethereal Jade Dew immortal elixir to Man Yan, Emo Qingyun instructed Man Yan and took the lead to walk forward. Seeing Emo Qingyun walking forward, Man Yan immediately followed closely behind and headed towards the Xixian desert with Emo Qingyun. Soon, the two of them arrived at the Xixian desert and were once again eroded by the desolate force. Junior brother, here is a ethereal Jade Dew immortal elixir. Standing outside the Xixian desert, Man Yan took out a ethereal Jade Dew immortal elixir and handed it to Emo Qingyun. Looking at the elixir that Man Yan handed over, Emo Qingyun smiled faintly and shook his head. He replied, Senior sister, don't worry. The desolate force cannot harm me. I don't need to use the ethereal Jade Dew immortal elixir. Junior brother, although your physical body is strong, the desolate force in the Xixian desert is also. Hearing Emo Qingyun's reply, Man Yan's beautiful eyes widened and she hurriedly persuaded Emo Qingyun. In her opinion, no matter how strong Emo Qingyun's physical body was, it would inevitably be eroded and aged. Don't worry, I have my own ways to resist it. Before Man Yan could finish her words, Emo Qingyun interrupted her and smiled faintly. Furthermore, if I could not resist the desolate force, I would have refined another cauldron of ethereal Jade Dew immortal elixir. Man Yan remained silent and nodded her head, thinking that Emo Qingyun's words made sense. After explaining to Man Yan, Emo Qingyun walked into the Xixian desert and was immediately corroded by the desolate power. Soon, the surface of Emo Qingyun's body showed signs of aging, with some fine wrinkles appearing. However, as soon as these wrinkles appeared, they were nourished by a powerful force and smoothed out bit by bit. Man Yan's face trembled when she saw this. She stared at Emo Qingyun in shock and exclaimed, Little junior brother has another bloodline in his body. It's even more powerful than the heavenly soul demon bloodline. This discovery really shocked Man Yan quite a bit, causing her to be unable to recover for a long time. Emo Qingyun possessed the bloodline of the heavenly soul devil race. He was the strongest heavenly soul devil race member in the last 10 million years. However, even such a heavenly soul demon bloodline could not compare to another bloodline. From this, one could see just how powerful Emo Qingyun's other bloodline was. If Man Yan had not seen it with her own eyes, she would find it hard to believe. Little junior brother's talent is really too terrifying. Just how many more secrets does he have? Man Yan's beautiful eyes trembled and her heart was moved. The gaze she used to look at Emo Qingyun was filled with intense ambiguity and admiration. After discovering Emo Qingyun's secret, Man Yan did not think too much about it and immediately consumed a hollow Jade Dew immortal elixir. After consuming the hollow Jade Dew immortal elixir, Man Yan followed behind Emo Qingyun and walked towards the interior of the Xixian desert. As Man Yan walked in the Xixian desert, she was also corroded by the desolate power, which devoured the life force of her body. When the life force of her body was being devoured, a faint mist-like rain quickly gathered on the surface of her body. When this mist-like rain appeared, it seeped into Man Yan's body, nourishing and healing her skin. Soon after, in the eyes of others, Man Yan was like a fairy surrounded by the rain and dew. After discovering the miraculous effects of the hollow jade dew immortal elixir, Man Yan's face immediately revealed joy. With an excited expression, she said, "This hollow jade dew immortal elixir is indeed miraculous. Under its nourishment, my skin does not show any signs of aging." Hoo! A sandstorm that blotted out the sky and covered the earth suddenly flew over from the front, as if it was a manic devil. Seeing the sandstorm appear in front of them, Man Yan's face immediately changed. She revealed a nervous expression and said, "Little junior brother, the Sand Fury is here. Let's go quickly." "What is a Sand Fury?" Mo Qingyun revealed a puzzled expression. He was curious about the Sand Fury that Man Yan mentioned. He did not know if this so-called Sand Fury was a powerful demonic beast or a natural phenomenon. Without waiting for Mo Qingyun to think more, Man Yan pulled his hand and escaped to the side. Seeing Man Yan's nervous expression, Mo Qingyun did not continue to stand on the spot. He quickly followed Man Yan to avoid the Sand Fury. When Mo Qingyun duo evaded, some of the weaker people were engulfed by the Sand Fury in a blink of an eye. When those people were engulfed by the Sand Fury, their bodies quickly shriveled up as if their blood was sucked dry. What a terrifying Sand Fury! Seeing such a scene, Mo Qingyun was startled in his heart. He could not help but have a lingering fear. Although his physical body was powerful, he did not dare to guarantee that he could escape safely from the Sand Fury. Just as Mo Qingyun was shocked by the terror of the Sand Fury, his eyes suddenly lit up. He revealed a bewildered look and said, this Sand Fury has formation energy fluctuations. Could it be that it was derived from some formation? Little junior brother, let's go." Looking at the Sand Fury that gradually went further away, Man Yan was not willing to stay any longer and spoke up to suggest to Mo Qingyun. Hearing Man Yan's words, Mo Qingyun mused for a bit. Looking at the Sand Fury that gradually went further away, he said, "Senior apprentice sister, you wait for me here for a bit. I'll go and study the Sand Fury." Mo Qingyun thought in his heart. If the Sand Fury was really derived from an formation, then the situation would not be too good. Following this, they had to be careful of some ancient formation arrays when walking in the Sichuan desert. In Mo Qingyun's view, since there was an formation array that appeared, there would definitely be even more formation arrays existing. More importantly, this formation that gave birth to the Sand Fury, he still could not make out anything about it. This situation was not particularly optimistic to him. Such a discovery immediately made Mo Qingyun raise his guard, and had no choice but to be a little more careful. "Little junior brother, you," knowing Mo Qingyun's thoughts, Man Yan immediately opened her eyes wide, and did not come back to her senses for a long time. The Sand Fury that others avoided like the plague, Mo Qingyun actually still wanted to take the initiative to approach and study it when he saw it. One had to admit that Mo Qingyun's guts were seriously too big. "No need to worry, I'm just going to take a look. I won't get too close." Mo Qingyun gave Man Yan a comforting smile, then he flew towards the Sand Fury, planning to investigate the Sand Fury to the bottom. Seeing Mo Qingyun's action, Man Yan did not persuade any more either. She just stood on the spot with a nervous expression. Following this, Mo Qingyun swiftly flew to the side of the Sand Fury under Man Yan's gaze. Mo Qingyun arrived beside the Sand Fury. He released his soul force and carried out an observation on the Sand Fury. Chapter 1776. It's just as I guessed. This so-called Sand Fury is really a product of a powerful formation. Standing near the Sand Fury, Mo Qingyun was surprised. His previous guess was confirmed. Although the formation power in the Sand Fury was very weak, with Mo Qingyun's attainments in the Array Dao, he could still easily capture it. Knowing that the Sand Fury was derived from a formation, Emo Qingyun's mood became heavy. He was even more curious about the formation of the Sand Fury. I wonder if the formation that gave birth to the Sand Fury covers the entire western Mystic Desert or just a small area. Following closely behind the Sand Fury, Emo Qingyun released his soul power and carefully observed the Sand Fury. As he continued to observe the Sand Fury, the shock in Emo Qingyun's heart became more and more intense. He discovered that the formation that gave birth to the Sand Fury could very likely cover the entire western Mystic Desert. Could it be that this western Mystic Desert is also derived from this formation? When this thought appeared in his mind, Emo Qingyun's expression trembled. He was quite frightened by his own guess. The area covered by the western Mystic Desert was almost comparable to the Tianhan continent. One could imagine what grade the formation that could cover the western Mystic Desert would be. More importantly, how terrifying would the strength of the person who could set up such a formation be? Even the saints that everyone spoke of did not possess such means. It seems that this western Mystic Desert is not simple. I'd better be careful. From the formation of the Sand Fury, Emo Qingyun had a rough understanding of the situation of the western Mystic Desert. After resolving the doubts in his heart, Emo Qingyun no longer observed the Sand Fury and went to meet up with Man Yen. A group of young people dressed in green robes were talking and laughing as they walked towards Man Yan's direction. Seeing the appearance of these people, Man Yan's expression tensed up. She immediately distanced herself from them. These people were all from the Longevity tribe. It was better for her not to provoke them. Everyone knew that in the Kunlai immortal realm, the Longevity tribe was a king-like existence. Because in the Kunlai immortal realm, only the members of the Longevity tribe could enter with the cultivation of the Nine Heavens mystic immortal realm. With such a huge gap in strength, who would dare to provoke the Longevity clan? Although there were no Nine Heavens mysterious immortal realm experts in this group of people, they were not people that ordinary people could afford to offend. Originally, with Man Yan's pregnant Dao stage cultivation, she wouldn't have attracted the attention of these people. However, the Jade Mirage Du immortal pill that Man Yan had consumed could resist the corrosion of the desolate power, making her stand out. The fog that surrounds this person can actually resist the corrosion of the desolate power. Noticing that something was amiss with Man Yan, the cultivators from the Longevity clan revealed looks of shock, and they quickly walked towards Man Yan. Seeing the arrival of the people from the Longevity clan, Man Yan's pretty face tensed up. She couldn't help but panic. Now that Emo Qingyun was not by her side, with her pregnant path realm, she was no match for these people. She must have some treasure on her that can resist the corrosion of the desolate power. If I possess such a treasure, I will not have to worry about being corroded by the desolate force every time I enter the western Xian Desert. I have a feeling that she might have obtained the treasure of some powerful expert in the Sichuan Desert. When the crowd arrived in front of Man Yan, they immediately revealed greedy expressions and discussed with sinister smiles. Hearing these people's words, Man Yan's expression became even more nervous. She unconsciously retreated. Seeing Man Yan's action, the cultivators from the Longevity clan sneered and moved closer to Man Yan. Blocking all of Man Yan's paths, a woman called Xing Ro looked at Man Yan with a cold gaze and said, "Immediately hand over your protective treasure, and I can give you a quick death." Hearing Xing Ro's words, Man Yan's pretty face was filled with anger and she clenched her teeth. If she wasn't afraid of the other party's strength, she really wanted to teach this woman a lesson so that she wouldn't bully others too much in the future. Seeing that Man Yan didn't speak for a long time, Xing Ro's face darkened and the killing intent on her body intensified. She shouted, "Are you deaf? Didn't you hear what I just said?" Man Yan's face was filled with anger. She glared at Xing Ro but didn't speak. "It seems that you won't shed tears until you see the coffin. You want me to do it myself." Seeing that Man Yan didn't reply for a long time, Xing Ro became impatient and prepared to attack Man Yan. Just as Xing Ro was about to attack, a strong man beside her rubbed his chin and said, "Sister Xing Ro, this woman is as beautiful as a flower. It would be a pity to kill her. Why don't you give her to me? Fortunately, clan brotherly, I can give this woman to you, but I want her protective magic treasure." Hearing the man's request, Xing Ro coldly nodded and agreed to Xing Li's suggestion. "Thank you, Sister Xing Ro." Xing Li smiled happily and cupped his hands towards Xing Ro. He slowly walked towards Man Yen and said, "Miss, as long as you hand over your protective treasure, I, Xing Li, can guarantee you that no one will make things difficult for you." Hearing Xing Li's words, Man Yen hesitated. Seeing Man Yan's hesitation, Xing Li and the others weren't in a hurry and waited for Man Yen to make a decision. After about 10 breaths of time, Xing Ro became impatient and urged, "We don't have time to waste with you. I'll give you 3 breaths of time to consider. If you still don't hand over your protective treasure, then don't blame me for being impolite." Under Xing Ro's urging, Man Yen clenched her teeth and finally made a decision. "Actually, I can resist the desolate power not because of any treasure, but because I took an immortal pill." Man Yen explained to everyone, then took out the ethereal jade-dew immortal pill and handed it over to Xing Li. After receiving the pill from Man Yen, Xing Li inspected it. After that, he tossed it to Xing Ro. "Sister Xing Ro, I've given you the body-protecting immortal pill. This woman is mine now." After Xing Li finished speaking, he didn't hesitate and immediately flew towards Man Yen. Seeing Xing Li approaching her, Man Yan's face immediately panicked and she quickly retreated. At this moment, as Man Yen retreated, a figure streaked across the sky and flew towards her with extreme speed. This figure was naturally Mo Qingyun, who had returned. "Little junior brother." Seeing that Mo Qingyun had returned, Man Yan's beautiful face lit up, and her mood became excited. Seeing Mo Qingyun return in time, Man Yen immediately found her backbone. Under Man Yan's excited gaze, Mo Qingyun's figure flashed and arrived beside her. "People from the Longevity Tribe." Mo Qingyun arrived beside Man Yen. His gaze swept towards Xing Li and the others, and he said in shock, "Senior sister, what happened? Why are they here?" Hearing Mo Qingyun's question, the corners of Man Yan's eyes reddened. She said with grievance, "Little junior brother, the ethereal jade-dew immortal pill you refined for me was all snatched away by them. Don't worry, I'll snatch it back for you now." Knowing that the ethereal jade-dew immortal pill had been snatched away, Mo Qingyun smiled at Man Yen and turned to look at Xing Ro and the others. Chapter 1777. Shameless Boasting. Seeing Mo Qingyun's action, Xing Li's face turned cold as he took the initiative to charge at Mo Qingyun. A powerful blood energy fluctuation erupted from Xing Li's body, forming a blood energy domain. Under the cover of this blood energy domain, Man Yan's face tensed up and turned pale. Her bloodline was only at the 8-star level. Facing the ancient bloodline of the Longevity clan, she still felt a lot of pressure. More importantly, Xing Li's cultivation level was much higher than hers, which gave her a great sense of oppression. Hence, under the pressure of Xing Li's bloodline, she immediately felt her blood flow become a little sluggish. Seeing Xing Li's action, Mo Qingyun's face turned solemn as he said coldly, "You think too highly of yourself if you want to use your bloodline to pressure me." Bloodline pressure. A violent and dense blood energy gathered outside Mo Qingyun's body, emitting a dazzling bloody light. The blood-red light grew bigger and bigger, like a huge blood-red sun, giving people a feeling of fear and trepidation. Boom! The blood sun exploded, creating a terrifying wave of blood that swept wildly in all directions. Under the impact of this wave of blood, the bloody aura that Xing Li had emitted was instantly scattered into pieces. Then, a bloodline domain that covered a radius of 10 miles was formed in the blink of an eye. Puff! Under Mo Qingyun's bloodline pressure, Xing Li and the others' faces turned pale as they spat out blood. With the strength of Mo Qingyun's ancient bloodline, He could be considered as an ancient god reborn. How could ordinary people compare to his bloodline pressure? Standing in Mo Qingyun's bloodline domain, if one did not have a king-level bloodline talent, their bloodline would be strongly suppressed. What a strong bloodline power! Discovering the strength of Mo Qingyun's bloodline, Xing Li and the others' hearts trembled, their eyes filled with shock. Their bloodlines were all 7-star and above, and they could be considered super geniuses in the clan. However, even with their bloodline talent in front of Mo Qingyun, they were still mercilessly crushed. From this, it could be seen how terrifying Mo Qingyun's bloodline grade was. No matter how powerful your bloodline is, it's useless if your cultivation level is too low. Xing Li's face darkened, and he looked at Mo Qingyun with a venomous gaze. He wanted to kill Mo Qingyun. This brat in front of him, although his realm was not particularly high, the threat he gave him was very great. Since he had already offended Mo Qingyun, he could not let Mo Qingyun off so easily. Just as Xing Li was about to make his move, a blood-curdling scream came from behind him. Hearing the screams behind him, Xing Li immediately turned around, wanting to know what had happened. When Xing Li turned around, he saw a hole in one of his clansmen's chest. Xing Wei, how are you? Oh no, an invisible person has appeared. Seeing the young man's appearance, the faces of Xing Li and the others changed greatly, each of them revealing a nervous expression. Not only were Xing Li and the others nervous, Mo Qingyun was also shocked and puzzled, not understanding what had happened. While Mo Qingyun was puzzled, Xing Li and the others were tense and panicked. This invisible person was able to penetrate Xing Wei's body with one palm. His strength might have reached the 9 heavens Xian, immortal realm. Let's leave this place first. Retreat. Hearing the words of the people around her, Xing Rou immediately gave the order and led everyone away quickly. Hearing Xing Rou's order, Xing Li's face turned cold. He looked at Mo Qingyun with a sinister gaze and said, "Brat, count yourself lucky this time. An invisible person has appeared nearby and hindered our battle. It's best if I don't meet you again." Xing Li left behind these harsh words. He didn't dare to stay any longer and immediately left Mo Qingyun's line of sight. Seeing Xing Li and the others leave, Mo Qingyun was not in a hurry to chase after them. He quickly came to Man Yan's side. The invisible person that Xing Li and the others spoke of was extremely strange and powerful. He had to protect Man Yan. At this moment, Mo Qingyun was extremely curious about the invisible person. He wanted to know what it was. Of course, while Mo Qingyun was curious, he also raised his guard. When the invisible person attacked, he did not sense it at all. From this, it could be seen that the invisible person's concealment ability had reached a terrifying level. He had no choice but to be careful when dealing with such a strange and unknown thing. "Senior sister, let's go." Coming to Man Yan's side, Mo Qingyun did not waste any time and immediately brought Man Yan away from this place. No matter what the invisible person was, it was best to bring Man Yan away first to prevent Man Yan from being in danger. As for his own safety, Mo Qingyun was not worried. He did not think that the invisible person would be able to harm him. Now that the strength of his body had reached the level of a Saint Tool, there were very few people who could harm him. Hidden door. In order to prevent the invisible person from continuing to follow, Mo Qingyun did not forget to use a hidden door when he left. With the support of the hidden door, Mo Qingyun and Man Yan's figures disappeared in the blink of an eye. Next, Mo Qingyun and Man Yan rushed towards the depths of the Western Mystery Desert. About an hour later, Mo Qingyun and Man Yan stopped and found a place to rest. "Senior sister, do you know what the invisible person is?" Mo Qingyun sat down and revealed a curious expression as he hurriedly asked Man Yan. Under Mo Qingyun's inquiry, Man Yan's beautiful face tightened. She revealed a frightened expression and said, "The invisible person is an extremely terrifying creature in the Western Mystery Desert. Their concealment method is very strong. Only when they attack will they reveal a faint figure. Under normal circumstances, it is very difficult to detect them. The concealment method of the invisible person is indeed very powerful. It is not much weaker than my hidden door. Recalling the performance of the invisible person just now, Mo Qingyun revealed a heavy expression and expressed his approval of Man Yan's words. While Mo Qingyun was pondering, Man Yan could not help but sigh in joy and said, "Because the invisible person's concealment ability is too strong, until now, no one has seen their true appearance. I also do not know what they look like." Mo Qingyun was not surprised by Man Yan's words. He felt that it was natural. Xing Wei, who was seriously injured just now, was in the path-nurturing stage, which was one stage higher than Man Yan. But even so, facing the sneak attack of the invisible person, he did not detect it at all. If Man Yan had really encountered the invisible person, she was afraid that she would have met with disaster. This Western Mystery Desert is full of dangers. It is most likely related to that great formation. Thinking of his own encounters along the way, Mo Qingyun's heart was clear. He quickly guessed a possibility and said inwardly, "If there is no accident, this so-called invisible person should be something created by the great formation." After thinking this, Mo Qingyun's heart became heavy. Chapter 1778. Little Junior Brother, what should we do next? Seeing that Mo Qingyun was silent, Man Yan revealed an inquiring expression and inquired about Mo Qingyun's plan. Under Man Yan's inquiry, Mo Qingyun pondered for a moment and said, "Senior sister, your ethereal jade dew immortal pill has been snatched. Taking advantage of the fact that the immortal pill you consumed is still in effect, I'll refine a cauldron of pills for you first. We'll talk about the rest later." "Thank you, little junior brother." Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Man Yan smiled sweetly, revealing a kind of beauty that could topple cities. After explaining his idea to Man Yan, Mo Qingyun did not delay any longer and took out the 9 cranes homing cauldron. After the 9 cranes homing cauldron was taken out, the pill refining materials were arranged by Mo Qingyun in an orderly manner. After everything was ready, Mo Qingyun shot out a flame and started refining the ethereal jade dew immortal pill. The pill refining materials were like small fish as they entered the cauldron one after another. After the pill refining materials entered the cauldron, they were refined by the alchemy fire at an extremely fast speed, turning into balls of pure medicinal liquid. In the blink of an eye, a day had passed. A strong pill fragrance spread out from the 9 cranes homing cauldron and permeated the surrounding space. Smelling the fragrance from the cauldron, Man Yan's face immediately lit up with joy, knowing that the pill refining was successful. Just as Man Yan was rejoicing, a strange scene appeared above Mo Qingyun. This was the appearance of an elixir image. Seeing the appearance of the elixir image, Mo Qingyun immediately formed a hand seal, allowing the elixir image to merge with the pill. Very quickly, jade-green pills flew out of the cauldron one after another. When the pills flew out from the cauldron, they were like rivers flowing into the sea, absorbing the elixir images in the sky. As the elixir images entered the pills, the color of the pills began to change, and the aura became more and more restrained. Boom! Boom! At this moment, dark clouds suddenly gathered above Mo Qingyun and Man Yan, and thunder boomed. Seeing this scene, Man Yan's face trembled as she exclaimed, "This is tribulation lightning." While Man Yan was still in shock, she immediately thought of a possibility. The illusory jade dew immortal pill was about to undergo its pill tribulation. Pill tribulation. Little junior brother wants to refine tribulation-grade pills. This discovery really shocked Man Yan quite a bit, causing her gaze towards Mo Qingyun to change greatly. In the previous alchemy session, she already knew that Mo Qingyun's alchemy skills were very high. However, she would never have thought that Mo Qingyun would actually want to refine a tribulation-grade pill just because of a disagreement. Wasn't this a little too willful? After Man Yin calmed down the shock in her heart, she no longer made any sound. She just quietly watched from the side. Boom! Under Man Yan's gaze, a row of tribulation lightning descended and blasted on top of the medicinal pills. Very quickly, the tribulation lightning swallowed the medicinal pill, and it emitted a dazzling silver light. Seeing this scene, Man Yan's expression immediately tensed up. Her gaze nervously looked at the pills. Could these pills withstand the bombardment of tribulation lightning? Under Man Yan's nervous gaze, the tribulation lightning dissipated little by little, and the medicinal pills reappeared in her line of sight. After going through one tribulation lightning, the medicinal efficacy of the pills was clearly much denser. The surface also became more lustrous. In addition, there was an additional strange pattern on the surface of the medicinal pills. Success! Seeing the changes in the medicinal pills, Man Yan's charming face immediately lit up with joy. Her mood became excited. However, before Man Yan could rejoice, she realized that the tribulation lightning in the sky had become even more imposing. This situation didn't seem like the result of a tribulation. Another tribulation? After a short moment of surprise, Man Yan's beautiful eyes trembled as she thought of a possibility. When this thought appeared, Man Yan couldn't help but tremble. The gaze she used to look at Emo Qingyun changed greatly. Emo Qingyun was really too crazy. The illusory Jade Du Immortal Pill was already at the first tribulation grade, but he was still not satisfied and wanted to continue increasing the grade of the medicinal pills. Although Man Yan was very shocked, she didn't show it. She only looked at the medicinal pills nervously. Boom! Soon, another row of tribulation lightning descended and bombarded the medicinal pills. Seeing the medicinal pills being swallowed by the tribulation lightning again, Man Yan's expression tensed up. Her heart was hanging in the air. This was a first tribulation medicinal pill. If it was destroyed like this, it would be too much of a pity. As time passed, the lightning dissipated little by little, and the medicinal pills reappeared. Seeing the medicinal pills reappear, Man Yan's expression relaxed a little. Her hanging heart was finally put down. It seemed that the medicinal pills had successfully passed the tribulation again. After going through 2 tribulation lightning, the medicinal spiritual energy emitted by the medicinal pills had clearly become more intense. At the same time, there was an additional tribulation pattern on the surface of the medicinal pills. Seeing that it had successfully advanced to the second tribulation, Man Yan's face lit up with joy. She prepared to congratulate Emo Qingyun. Little, however, before Man Yan could say anything, she was stunned on the spot. Her beautiful eyes widened as she looked at Emo Qingyun. Looking at Emo Qingyun's posture, it seemed that he didn't intend to stop. He wanted to continue increasing the grade of the medicinal pills. Again, Man Yan's face was blank. Her emotions were complicated to the extreme. She didn't know what to say. This was already a second-grade tribulation pill. It was already an extremely rare medicinal pill. There was really no need to take the risk to increase the grade. Emo Qingyun didn't know what Man Yan was thinking. He was still immersed in refining pills. Next, Emo Qingyun tirelessly increased the grade of the medicinal pills. After about half an hour, Emo Qingyun stopped refining pills and said with a satisfied smile, "This time, the grade of the ethereal Jade Du Immortal Pill should be considered to have reached the limit." As Emo Qingyun stopped refining pills, the tribulation lightning above them began to quickly dissipate. The dark clouds dispersed, and the sun reappeared. Emo Qingyun raised his hand and waved, and several ethereal Jade Du Immortal Pills were stored in a jade bottle. "Senior sister, these ethereal Jade Du Immortal Pills are for you. These should be enough for you to use for a while." "Thank you, junior brother." Receiving the pills from Emo Qingyun, Man Yan was overjoyed. She quickly thanked Emo Qingyun. At this moment, while Emo Qingyun was refining pills, Xingli and the others arrived at the outskirts of the western Black Desert and met a man in silver robes. "Senior brother Qinghan." Seeing the silver-robed man not far away, Xing Rou and the others were overjoyed. They immediately went to greet Xing Qinghan. Xing Qinghan glanced at Xing Wei with a cold expression and asked, "What happened? Why is Xing Wei injured so badly?" "It's like this. Not long ago, we were dealing with a perfected golden immortal brat in the western Black Desert. We encountered an invisible person." Under Xing Qinghan's questioning, Xing Rou recounted the events in full detail. Hearing Xing Rou's story, Xing Qinghan's expression turned cold. "So it's them. Xing Rou, take Xing Wei to treat his injuries. Xing Li, take me to find them immediately." "Yes, senior brother Qinghan." Under Xing Qinghan's orders, Xing Rou and the others didn't dare to hesitate and immediately carried out Xing Qinghan's instructions. Chapter 1779. Just as she received the elixir from Mo Qingyun, the remnant medicinal essence in Man Yan's body showed signs of weakening. As the ethereal jade dew immortal elixir's medicinal essence weakened, the desolate power's corrosion on Man Yan's body immediately became more intense. The surface of Man Yan's skin quickly showed signs of drying up as wrinkles appeared. "Junior brother, it is fortunate that you refined the elixir in time. Otherwise, I would have turned into an old witch." Realizing that the medicinal essence in her body had weakened, Man Yan gave Mo Qingyun a cheeky smile and consumed the ethereal jade dew immortal elixir. As she consumed the ethereal jade dew immortal elixir, a thick mist-like medicinal essence rapidly gathered on the surface of Man Yan's body. As the mist-like medicinal essence gathered, it nourished and healed Man Yan's body, causing her skin to become moist and lustrous. "Senior sister, where is the Kunlai golden sand? Let's go and search for it now." Seeing that Man Yan's skin had recovered, Mo Qingyun instructed her and prepared to accompany her to search for the Kunlai golden sand. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Man Yan did not delay any further. She looked around and said, "The Kunlai golden sand is at the bottom of the Zhong Long Sand River. The Zhong Long Sand River is in this direction. Let's just walk in this direction." Man Yan identified the direction and set off with Mo Qingyun, rushing towards the Zhong Long Sand River. The Zhong Long Sand River was not close. With Mo Qingyun and Man Yan's speed, they would need at least 10 days to reach. A few days is too long. It is inevitable that we will encounter some danger along the way. On the way to the Zhong Long Sand River, Mo Qingyun knew that they would need some time to travel. He wanted to reach there as soon as possible. Mo Qingyun pondered for a moment before he took out the Shenzhou Race's flying boat and prepared to drive it. Seeing the flying boat that Mo Qingyun took out, Man Yan's beautiful eyes immediately widened. She exclaimed, Junior brother, could this be a flying boat forged by the Shenzhou Race?" "That's right." Seeing that Man Yan recognized it, Mo Qingyun did not deny it. He nodded at her to confirm. Although she had already guessed the result, when she heard Mo Qingyun admit it personally, Man Yan's heart couldn't help but beat faster. As far as she knew, the divine boat race had been extinct for a long time. The forging techniques of flying boats had also been lost. Every single one of the remaining flying boats was a priceless treasure. Their value was comparable to that of an ordinary sacred artifact. She didn't expect that Mo Qingyun would have such a flying boat in his hands. This was too unexpected for Man Yan. "Senior sister, let's enter the flying boat." Looking at the surprised Man Yan, Mo Qingyun nodded to her and took the lead to enter the airship. Receiving Mo Qingyun's instructions, Man Yan hurriedly followed and walked into the flying boat. When the two of them entered the flying boat, Mo Qingyun formed a hand seal and activated the array formation inside the flying boat. While Mo Qingyun was activating the array formation, he also took out a large amount of immortal spirit stones to provide the energy needed to operate the flying boat. Under Mo Qingyun's control, the flying boat turned into an afterimage and flew tens of thousands of miles away in a blink of an eye. This kind of terrifying flying speed was far from what Mo Qingyun duo could compare to. With the flying boat's flying speed, We need at most 10 hours to reach the Zonglong Sand River. Seeing the flying boat's flying speed, Mo Qingyun calculated in his heart the time needed to reach the Zonglong Sand River. The reason why it needed 10 hours was because Mo Qingyun deliberately slowed down. If Mo Qingyun controlled the flying boat to fly at full speed, the speed might be even faster. There was no choice. In this Xixian desert, there were many Sand Fury existences. Mo Qingyun was afraid that if they flew too fast and encountered a Sand Fury, they wouldn't be able to dodge in time and directly rushed into the Sand Fury. With the terrifying degree of that Sand Fury, if the flying boat entered, it would probably be completely destroyed. This kind of outcome wasn't what Mo Qingyun wanted to see. On the way to the Zonglong Sand River, although they encountered some trouble, it was all easily resolved by Mo Qingyun. Just like this, after spending roughly 10 hours, Mo Qingyun arrived in front of a huge river. This river was very wide and also very long. One couldn't see the end at a glance. "Senior apprentice sister, are we going to enter the river?" Standing at the side of the Zonglong Sand River, Mo Qingyun asked Man Yen, asking her what they should do next. Hearing Mo Qingyun's inquiry, Man Yen nodded her head. Her gaze glanced at the Zonglong Sand River and said, "The Kunlai golden sand is all deposited at the bottom of the river. Only by entering the interior of the Zonglong Sand River can we scoop out the Kunlai golden sand." When Mo Qingyun Duo was talking, some people not far away jumped into the Zonglong Sand River one after another. If nothing went wrong, these people should be entering the Zonglong Sand River in order to scoop out the Kunlai golden sand. Seeing those people's actions, Mo Qingyun was also unwilling to delay time and immediately nodded his head to signal to Man Yen, "Senior apprentice sister, let's enter too." And Man Yen nodded her head and jumped into the Zonglong Sand River together with Mo Qingyun. The moment they entered the Zonglong Sand River, a terrifying river pressure crushed towards Mo Qingyun. Sensing the pressure in the water, Mo Qingyun's expression changed. His eyes revealed a look of surprise as he said, "What a powerful river pressure! Could it be that the water in the Zonglong Sand River is the extremely rare underworld river heavy water?" That's right. The water in the Zonglong Sand River is the underworld river heavy water that can be used to refine weapons. Man Yen nodded her head, her pretty face became a little nervous as she said, "Junior apprentice brother, in the Zonglong Sand River, other than having to be wary of the Zonglong Sand Dragon, we also have to resist a kind of creature called the Sand Ghost." Sand Ghost? Mo Qingyun's face revealed a curious expression. He had some strong interest in the Sand Ghost that Man Yen mentioned. Since Man Yen said so, this Sand Ghost should be very difficult to deal with. Following that, Mo Qingyun and Man Yen chatted as they sank to the bottom of the Zonglong Sand River. The Zonglong Sand River was very deep. It was at least tens of thousands of meters deep. The deeper one dived into the bottom of the Sand River, the greater the pressure of the river. It caused the flow of blood and qi to be obstructed. Gradually, a look of difficulty appeared on Man Yan's face. It seemed that she was a little strained. Domain Gate. Looking at Man Yan's appearance, Mo Qingyun executed his martial spirit super ability and formed a domain around them. Under the protection of Mo Qingyun's domain, the pressure on Man Yen was greatly reduced. She smiled sweetly at Mo Qingyun and said, "Junior apprentice brother, thank you." Mo Qingyun waved his hand and continued to dive into the bottom of the river with Man Yen. As the two of them went deeper into the river, some demonic beasts in the river slowly appeared before the two of them. Swoosh! At this moment, a large school of fish with spear-like mouths charged towards Mo Qingyun and Man Yen at an extremely fast speed. When this school of demonic fish approached, a terrifying aura enveloped Mo Qingyun and Man Yen. Not good, this is the flying cloud fish. Seeing the school of demonic beasts attacking, Mo Qingyun's expression tensed up. He immediately dodged with Man Yen. The flying cloud fish was a terrifying demonic beast. Apart from its incomparably tough body and terrifying defensive power, its attack power was also very terrifying. Its attack power was also extremely terrifying. It could even pierce through a supreme-grade immortal artifact. From this, it could be seen how terrifying the attack power of the flying cloudfish was. You're tuning in to the Phoenix Knights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.